Okay, we should be live and you should be able to hear me. I'm going to be covering some of the latest Epstein Files drops. Let me know if you could hear me in the chat. Tupa's going to be joining us here shortly too, so we're going to have a nice little fun back and forth about a not so fun topic. But yeah, there was another round of Epstein Files dropped this past weekend or Friday, and we're just going to cover some of the main ones. I definitely am not going to be able to cover all of them. Like I think my presentation is already like 35 pages, and I already know like I missed out a bunch of stuff, and people are going to call me a shill for not covering XYZ. So we'll probably do another one. But let me go ahead and shout out some of the chat too. We'll let Tupa buy herself some time. He said he'll be about 20 minutes or so, 15 maybe now. Adapa's here. Let's go. Hell yeah. Sir Alert. Hey, how's it going, bro? It's always the J's. Oh, dear Lord. I mean, we're going to talk about everything, you know. Jake Raz. Yay, expose the evil. Dodie is in the files. Is Dodie in the files? Did I miss that? What the hell? Okay, I see. I didn't even find that. Johnny Potsmoker says, another stream? No way. Yep, we're out here. Stone Ape, I saw her. She's been covering the files on X too. Give her a follow. Makes great AI art. Fire emoji. Into the Fringe is also here. I know she covers this topic pretty closely. And if you're here from like outside of my typical viewers, just because this is kind of like a broad-reaching topic, we do UFO content over here a lot, but then we do touch to this stuff too, because I personally think this is all kind of connected. I know Fringe and Stone Ape do too. Mary Joanna, Mary UFOana. Yes, I was a little bit late. These things take forever to prep and get all ready and get all, showered and stuff, looking presentable. Johnny Potsmoker, motherfucker late, probably smoking kush. No, I actually stopped smoking. I'm gonna keep shouting out some of the chat. Let me see. C-Div, hey y'all. Bad Kitty's here. Hi everyone. Hell yeah. Allison's here. Woo. D Cogenus drop. Are we doing Elon tonight or next show? We're gonna do some Elon tonight, and then probably some next show too, because there's just so much stuff every time I think we're gonna cover it too in the little press conference that they did in the beginning. But like thousands of files were dropped, thousands of videos and stuff, all that stuff. Rituals is crazy. Yeah, I know. WRP cases, Corey Canada. Yep, totally connected, says Allie. Allison Rose, I think so too. The fact this happened years ago, honestly, yep. All right, let's get into a little bit here. While we wait for Tupa, because I think what I got first is like a nice little long little thing. And I guess too we could explore a little bit of the little picture I made here. So there's stuff in there about the Clintons, stuff in there about just the classic Epstein stuff with him and Ghislaine, which is how you pronounce her name, believe it or not. For the longest time I was saying Gishlaine, and it's not that. Stuff in Epstein and 4chan, which I thought was pretty interesting. Epstein in references to Baal and Moloch type stuff. The first name I searched in the files was Elizondo, says Marriage UFOana. I also did that. I didn't find anything. His Amazon orders are so bizarre. See, I didn't even get to that, so we're gonna have to do a bunch of these because I didn't even get to that. And I spent a bunch of time like making this little presentation. Jay-Z was in there. That made a bunch of news this weekend. So yeah, let's go. Let's start with just the press conference yesterday that was announced, and I believe this was the 11th batch or so of
President Trump signed the Epstein Files Transparency Act into law on November 19th, 2025, directing the Department of Justice to produce all documents, files, records, videos, and images related to the investigations and prosecutions of Jeffrey Epstein and Gishlaine Maxwell. I'm here today to talk about the department's compliance with its production obligations under the Act. Around, I think right now, and continuing throughout the day-to-day, as the indexing and uploading completes, we are producing responsive materials under the Act. We are also releasing today a letter we are transmitting to Congress and various internal protocols associated with our review. I want to take a moment to thank the professionals at the Department of Justice who met twice daily, sometimes more, for the last 75 days to get to where we are today. The leadership teams from the Office of the Attorney General, from the Deputy Attorney General's office, the Associate Attorney General's office, the Criminal Division, the National Security Division, the FBI, the Southern District of Florida, the Southern District of New York, and the Northern District of New York all gave up many hours every single day on top of their other, of course, full-time obligations to fulfill the President Trump's promise of transparency to the American people. I also want to thank the more than 500 lawyers and professionals across all those divisions that I just mentioned and others who worked long days, nights, weekends, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, nights, weekends, and holidays to complete this production. These highly trained reviewers spend their careers putting bad guys in jail and effectuating the mission of the department. And to a person, they work tirelessly to protect victims and comply with the act since its passage. So thank you to all of them. Today, we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images.
So what do you say? He said 3 million pages and thousands of videos. Let's run that back. Yeah, we're gonna have to do multiple of these.
Effectuating the mission of the department. And to a person, they work tirelessly to protect victims and comply with the act since its passage. So thank you to all of them. Today, we are producing more than 3 million pages.
3 million.
Including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total,
2,000 videos, 180,000 images. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to do multiple of these. If you guys enjoy it, there was a lot of stuff. I feel like this one was a little more juicy than some of the previous ones. Seems like they're escalating that. Yeah, let's continue along here.
That means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the act. Just a quick note about the videos and images. The 2,000 videos and 180,000 images are not all videos and images taken by Mr. Epstein or someone around him. They include large quantities of commercial pornography and images that were seized from Epstein's devices, but which he did not take or that someone around him did not take. Some of the videos, though, and some of the images.
So that's another important data point. Because, you know, it's kind of like with the CIA website too, right? Like something will be on the CIA website and people will be like, oh, the CIA wrote it. But it's really just like a scan of an article or something that they didn't write, but they might have been involved with, who knows. But so yeah, there's a lot of that stuff too. There's actually a lot of like books in there and stuff that I was looking at. Like, looks like you could read some of the books he was reading all on for free, and some weird kind of old money-making books and some esoteric type stuff, which I'm not even going to cover in this one. But yeah, so just there's a lot of stuff kind of going around. There's like a big like wave of information coming out right now. So just what he just said there is to be noted. Not everything that's in there is like a directly text. Some of the stuff Jeffrey Epstein isn't even like mentioned or texted to. It's like other messages from two separate people to each other, not even mentioning him. So just got to parse through it all.
Do appear to be taken by Mr. Epstein or by others around him. Now, I want to talk for a few minutes about the department's document identification and review protocols. It consisted of multiple layers of review and quality control designed to ensure compliance under the act and protect victims. On top of the review protocols that the department had in place, the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York employed an additional review protocol to ensure compliance with a court order requiring United States Attorney Jay Clayton to certify that with respect to certain materials, a large quantity of the materials, a rigorous process was undertaken to protect victims against any clearly unwarranted invasion of their personal privacy. The department's collection effort resulted in more than 6 million pages being identified as potentially responsive, including department and FBI emails, interview summaries, images, videos, and various other materials collected and generated during the various investigations and prosecutions that the act covered. We erred on the side of over-collection of materials from various sources to best ensure maximum transparency and compliance, which necessarily means that the number of responsive pages is significantly smaller than the total number of pages initially collected. That's why I mentioned a moment ago, we're releasing more than 3 million pages today and not the 6 million pages that we collected. I want to address what we didn't produce. All right,
here's where it gets pretty disturbing, because yeah, they're going to say stuff that they didn't produce, and it's like, so he's basically telling you that this stuff exists there in the whole kind of database on their end, but they're just not making it public. It's pretty dark.
Categories of documents withheld include those permitted under the Act to be withheld. Files that contain personally identifiable information of victims or victims' personal and medical files, and similar files, the disclosure of which would constitute a clearly unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Any depiction of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded.
So he's telling you right there, and I don't even know how. I mean, I ripped this from YouTube, but this is probably definitely going to not be monetized. This channel isn't even monetized yet, but he's telling you there's CP in this whole shindig. You know what I mean? Just not included here.
Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced. Although,
so again, anything that contains images of death, physical injury, not produced. So I think he's telling you there that there's death and stuff in some of these things, you know. Pretty unfortunate.
Although the Act allows for withholding for items necessary to keep secret in the interest of national security or foreign policy, no files are being withheld or redacted on that basis.
Cool.
President,
let's shout out a little bit more in the chat while we wait for Tupa to get here. Oh, marijuana, marriage or UFO-ana. I'll get that down. Says I sound good. Thank you. Live audio is not fun. So much to go through. Oh, they also say that they're not James Fox, by the way. That makes me think they might be. Child of Chem says, maybe we need to re-examine those Pizzagate emails. I think so. I have some stuff about that here. And again, it's like, for a while, remember, we weren't even allowed to talk about that stuff on the internet, like on any social media. Now you can post about it on X, but I don't even know if this stream will get taken down, even though like this is all kind of stuff put out by the government and whatnot. You see, Bad Kitty says, Deepak Chopra was emailing him all the time too. Yep, that is true. We have one of those. I was able to find some. I was trying to find like the esoteric stuff that's kind of like UFO, psychic related stuff. You know, and I was in the trenches there. You know, I put some stuff out there on X that like I was the first one to find it in the little thing by searching, and a bunch of other accounts shared it, and that's how it goes. You know, I definitely did the reverse way too, but you know, I was out there looking like all night and stuff, and trying to see anything I could find. I did search Elizondo. I searched Pudolf. I didn't find anything for Pudolf. There was a fair amount of Scientology stuff, but like I didn't really find anything worth including yet. And there was too many pages for me to go through it all because I'm interested in that. UFOs, there wasn't that much on UFOs exactly. But again, it seems like these things are getting more gradually more and more woo. So who knows? Maybe by like the 5 more of these, there's going to be like a whole dossiers on UFOs and whatnot. Scary Put in Mama's here. She reposted the space. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. T. James says, remember when Bondi said there were no files? Yeah, that's another thing too. And, you know, these are coming out under Trump, but, you know, Trump, like when he was like, oh, it's a hoax. It's like, dude, you guys did a whole photo shoot with the files, right? Remember when they had all the influencers go and they had libs of TikTok and whatnot go? Crazy. I'm going to read a few more of these and then we're going to continue along my little presentation here. What do I have next? Okay, yeah. Let me read a little more of these though. They did publish the one series of images of that girl with her leg broken, though, oddly enough. Freighter's here. I love RPK so much. I'm his #1 fan. Oh, thank you, Freighter. Love you too, bro. Daisy Tube's here. Hell yeah. Oh, Pusha T. Yep. We're going to cover that. Pusha T and Jay-Z. And again, like a lot of this stuff too, it's like, I guess I'm just going to preface this with allegedly with everything. And then also a lot of it's like testimony of someone else, you know, it's, so I guess we just have to say that. Scary Put in Mama now on YouTube says this is also disturbing. Desmo says sup ... ominously. Sup RPK chat. Okay, where do we want to go next? Actually, you know what? Let's do this for. Actually, no. Sorry. Because I did. Okay, we're gonna just read through some of them now. We started with some of the quote unquote more fun ones, right? So. Jeffrey Epstein was banned from Xbox Live in 2013 due to harassment, threats, and or abuse of other players. That was severe, repeated, and or excessive. Now, this is an AI-generated image someone made of just him, but, I mean, you got to admit, that is kind of funny. Like it is. It's kind of a somber topic, but that's his email address, jeevacation@gmail.com. He was always on vacation, I guess. Notice a permanent enforcement action, harassment, threats, and or abuse. What happened? This email is to notify you that your Xbox Live account privileges have been permanently suspended due to harassment, threats, and or abuse of other players. This conduct has been determined to be severe, repeated, and or excessive. Why we enforce? The conduct that caused the suspension may include, but is not limited to, threats of death, harm, property damage, or any other act of violence or vandalism, verbal abuse or profanity directed at other players, griefing, extortion or manipulation, libel, defamation, or slander, display or transmission of personally identifiable information such as name, address, phone number, or IP address, stalking. That's interesting, given all the doxing going on in UFO land lately. But I was surprised, and I think a lot of people were surprised to see that Jeffrey Epstein was banned off Xbox Live, especially because in this time period, I'm pretty sure you could just I'm pretty sure people were just yelling the N-word at each other. So that is pretty funny. Jake Grass says, damn, he was a rager. He was, dude. He was. T-Races here. Hell yeah. Memory Hold. Shout out Memory Hold. Thanks for being here too. All right, let's continue along. Oh, something else too I saw. So people were saying that he was meeting with some of the developers of Call of Duty and stuff like that, and even maybe giving them tips on how to make their game and whatnot. Okay, let's continue along here. What do we got next? Oh, this one's kind of funny, but also kind of sus. But here's a Jeffrey Epstein to unknown person. Wait, actually, let's see. Do you have the photo? So this is, I think, from. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. So here's Jeffrey Epstein on the bottom here. I always forget how to read emails upside down. So this is Jeffrey Epstein, and honestly, he always spells a lot of stuff wrong. And I'm wondering if he was just because he was always bugging out on drugs or something like that. But he says, "Do you have the photo of you and girls in Paris when you looked fat and retarded? Could you send?" And then the person says, "We'll try to find. I used my old email then, and I suspended that account." And Void Demon, yeah. So I don't know. You have to admit that's kind of funny. Send me the pics of when you looked fat and retarded. It's okay, Jeff, sure. Okay, let's continue along here. Creator and past owner of 4chan, Chris Pohl, known as Moot, was in contact with Epstein, possibly opened up the board poll after meeting with him. So this is in, I believe, 2011. Yeah. He met with him on October 20th. Poll launches 3 days later. What are the odds of that? Let me see. This is to Jeffrey Epstein from Nicholas Boris. Last night and this morning in SF, fun, almost some interesting people. Who's this one from? This is to... Yeah, yes, he is great. I had no clue who he was until we met. So yeah, he was a 4chan person. He was on 4chan. He was on Poll. The next one I think I even have two. Like I said, we're kind of getting the quote unquote more or less fun ones out of the way first before we get into the really gross shit. Although it's all kind of weird and gross in its own way. But I don't know. This is funny. If he was part of making Poll, that would be hilarious because I don't know. A lot of the Pizzagate stuff was on there. I go on Poll. I'll be honest. It's pretty funny there. It's kind of like what Reddit used to be, but yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Didn't know fat and retarded girls were premium. Might explain why my ex ended up with a rich guy. Says Data Phenomenon. Oh damn, there you go. Another one. Epstein was gooning to furry porn on 4chan. So not only was he on 4chan, he was into weird furry porn. And people always accuse me of being a furry because I wear my hat. I am not. I don't have anything against furries though, but I'm just not one. But yeah, Jeffrey Epstein into furry gooning. Did anyone have that prediction? I guess it kind of tracks if you're just kind of if you're a sexual deviant. I mean, sure, you're probably going to end up gooning to furry porn on 4chan like Epstein was. Memory Hold says way better research on Poll. Okay, hell yeah. Sometimes definitely when stuff was being super censored and whatnot, that was the only place you could go really see in-depth analysis of the Hunter Biden laptop and stuff like that. Okay, let me see. Oh, some of this stuff I kind of want Tupa to be here. Let me see how far he'll be here. If not, we'll just have to double back. All right, fuck it. Email of Epstein saying that Bill Gates asked him for antibiotics to secretly give to his then wife, Melinda, after Gates slept with a Russian woman and contracted an STD. So let's just read this. Dear Bill, I cannot believe that you have chosen to both disregard and discard our friendship, developed over the last 6 years. I'm aware that accidents happen. It is how each of us has chosen to deal with this unfortunate event that has dismayed beyond comprehension. You have decided to discharge from me my job. Had Larry, your PR person, tell me that I engaged in morally inappropriate behavior and then asked me to be the major actor in a cover-up so that you can maintain the reputation that you have worked so hard to achieve? Damn. So this is a little bit of a friend breakup between Bill and Jeffrey. This is July 18th, 2013. Let's continue along here. Shortly after my critical eye operation, I spent my day having your emails read to me so as not to miss a beat. When I could see out of one eye, my first task was to correct my vision in that one eye so that I could read them myself. I assumed the dedication to our relation ran both ways. Damn, Jeff's really upset about this. You could tell he's taking it hard. Larry has now asked me to recommit to a confidentiality agreement and have categorically told me that you were the firm mind that we should no longer have any direct ongoing business relationship, with a total disregard for its impact on the public perception of my reputation. You have requested that I diligently avoid the truth, tell people that Bill will not invest with me, and craft answers that suits yours and Melinda's needs. In fairness, you did agree to send you a letter of recommendation should a future employer ask for one. You have told me that Melinda insists on me ignoring our friendship, not even communicating with you unless Larry is copied or present. So yeah, Melinda, I guess, is laying down the law. Though you have consistently maintained that I could have done a better job and that I was underpaid compared to my contribution. You then, where are we at here? Sorry. You then, beyond all sense of fairness and frankly decency, said that as generous compensation for keeping the Gates reputation intact, you would let me keep what we agreed I had already owned, the investment participations, and give me a total of 2 years severance, similar to that of Christine Turner. A casualty of a former accident, I can assure you that if the shoe was on the other foot, I would have said, Boris, this is not your fault. I confessed to Melinda, you didn't. It was a moment of weakness, and I promise that I will do anything within my power to make it right for you. So it sounds like, and I think we're going to get to it later, that Bill Gates got in trouble with his wife for probably cheating on her. And then instead of being like, hey, yeah, my bad, he was like, well, it was actually Jeffrey's fault. I shouldn't be hanging around him. Wow. What a bitch move, Bill Gates. Okay. Let me see. I have more money than anyone needs, and I do my utmost to structure something so that you will not be penalized for my error. Lucky for me, I have enough money to mediate a horrible situation that will not heal the injury. It will make you secure in your future. In addition, I will bend over backwards to make sure your next career is rewarding in an ongoing upswing. So I think he's still saying the hypothetical, what he would have done if the tables were turned or if it was reversed. I appreciate the fact that this event drastically alters your plans, and I'm very aware of your career path, and you gave up to join the foundation. I'm very sorry, but as I believe time heals all wounds, the terrible pain felt currently will eventually pass. In that regard, I suggest I buy you the house that you had your heart set on, and in addition to 5 years of severance, we'll buy you out of the investment contract we had agreed. 30 to 40% of a $100 million partnership. For $30 million in today's dollars, terms and conditions to be agreed. That's what I would have done had I been in your shoes. So damn, look at that was all what he would have done if it was reversed. Sounds like that didn't happen. It sounds like Jeff said, we can't be friends anymore. You can only talk to me through your publicist, and anytime any kind of business things we had are done, even if they're already in process. Whereas Jeffrey Epstein is saying in a little bit of he's really upset, you could tell, that he would have done everything and then some still. That's what I would have done had I been in your shoes. What I did receive, however, was an unfriendly, strongly worded email telling me how employable I am and that I should not look to you for any significant financial help in the future. To add insult to injury, you then subsequently, with tears in your eyes, implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD, your request that I provide antibiotics to you that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and the description of your penis. Damn. So yeah, this is where the big T part of this email comes from. So I guess Melinda found the emails. So not only was he cheating on his wife, he caught an STD, and then he was trying to secretly give her STD medicine. And, Tupa's not here yet, but I know if he was here, he'd be like, this was the guy telling us to take vaccines for COVID, right? Can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and the description of your penis. He also made it clear to me that I am not to refer to blank. That is another topic that must remain between the two of us. In return for all of these requests, which I would have done without a second thought, I am not to attend meetings with Melinda. I should continue to provide you the same level of service and dedication that I have done so diligently until you are ready to discard me in our friendship, sometimes after the first of the year. I have attempted to weigh my options carefully. You are a great person who has done a great deal of good. I am concerned that if Melinda decides, as you said, to file for a public divorce, the damage done to the pledge program would alone result in billions of dollars of money no longer being used for social good, as I'm sure that some wives and husbands would feel free to retreat from their commitments. The voice you have used so well to carry forth your ideals would at least be for some period of time stifled, and many good programs, by no fault of their own, would suffer. I'm also acutely aware that my own voice and career would be damaged. Damn. I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of bad for Jeff in this situation. You could tell he's really hurt. It sounds like he really valued the friendship with Bill Gates here. And then Melinda, you know, you could tell he's hurt. He was done dirty by his friend, and now, you know, and he kind of was a prophet because they ended up getting divorced, like, what, 7 years after this or so? Let's see. Anjali's here. She says, hi, RBK. Hi, chat. T-Ray says, I'm not the most knowledgeable on Epstein in this. Data says, Bill has always been a shady fuck. Yeah, I mean, wasn't there some shady stuff even in the beginning of Microsoft, like just very cutthroat with other kind of companies that were emerging at that time? T-Ray says affiliations, but is it reasonable to suspect he was a Mossad asset? I will get into that towards the end too, I believe. Data Phenomenon says he's not vaccinated against corruption. Dang, Data bringing the heat today. Hey Tiff, hey Anjali, hell yeah. I am smoke weed, says Johnny Pot Smoker. Okay, still no Tupa. By the way, I guess while we do this too, I'm rocking a Tupa merch shirt, by the way. The Phoenix Light shirt. There's a lot of misinformation about Tupa Carver that if you order merch from him, it doesn't come in. But came in. Looks cool. So, you know, here I am. I almost feel not okay. I don't know if this is too dramatic to say. I almost feel like Jeff and in this specific environment where it's like I wore my shirt for Tupa and he's not even here. I wore my Tupa shirt and he's not even here. No, I'm just kidding. He'll be here soon enough. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is where we get into a little more weird. I feel like this is an undercurrent. You know, maybe this is me just projecting onto all this stuff, but I feel like this is an undercurrent of a lot of the stuff kind of going on, especially around like the Pizzagate related stuff. Oh, Baseby Lovecraft says, I saw the Phoenix Lights actually. Hell yeah. So this wasn't in this current drop. This is something I found about a year ago or so, but you know, and if people are, like I said, if people are coming here from like the non-UFO crowd, Dave says, I get many compliments on my Tupa hoodie when I go shopping in it. Yeah, see, he makes good merch and it comes in the mail despite what the PSYOP propaganda campaign against him says. So Eric Davis, right? He's a big time name in the UFO field. Physicist. He did some papers on wormholes and whatnot. He's testified before Congress. He was on the advisory board for this organization called the Lifeboat Foundation, which may or may not have been a Scientology front. They are into like nanotechnology and how to like prepare humanity for like cataclysmic events and stuff like that. There was all this stuff on bunkers on there. Well, Jeffrey Epstein was also an advisor on the advisory board for this. Now, mind you, there was like 100 or so people on the advisory board, so it wasn't like there's only 5 people on the advisory board, but still there's like what, 8 billion people in the world, and like of the 100 people, like I just kind of find this an interesting little thing. And then also Jack Sarfati retweeted it at the time. And here's a little just kind of, we're going to go back a little bit in history with just some of the more like occult kind of seepings into what I think is going on with everything. Let's see.
Me, that
it's from Danny Jones' interview with him, by the way.
As part of the project to explore psychic power with the CIA, he went to Scientology meetings. Doesn't mean he was a Scientologist. He may have joined, officially.
He's talking about Hal Puthoff here, by the way. Sorry. This is more kind of like on the Scientology front, but there is a connection on the next slide that you'll see that's directly connected to Epstein.
Because he wanted to see what they had. Because L. Ron Hubbard. We know all about Jack Parsons. If you read about Jack, what is it, Strange Angel? You've seen the book, the Jack Parsons book?
No.
There's a book, biography.
Strange Angel?
Strange Angel. It's all about all this stuff. Jack Parsons worked with Frank Malina.
Remember that name, Frank Malina.
Back in the 1930s, on all this rocket stuff. JATO. They started, what is it, Aerojet? General, the JATO?
Aerojet, yeah.
Yeah, Aerojet.
Yeah, there's actually a big Aerojet base. It's abandoned now in South Florida.
Yeah, this is all Frank Malina and Jack Parsons. And Jack Parsons was financing Alliester Crowley. And L. Ron Hubbard was, I think they knew L. Ron Hubbard, but I knew people, some of the people who supported me worked with L. Ron Hubbard and Bashar. They were all these, plus it's a science fiction, Walter Breen. All these guys knew each other. It's a small world.
Why are all these guys so,
they're all intelligence. They're all part of the OSS, that sort of stuff.
But why are they so into the occult?
Well,
and all this angels and demons type stuff?
Why, Jacques, why they are, that's good. Okay, short answer. Because angels and demons of the Bible are real. They are the extraterrestrial time travelers. Okay, that's why. So it's all real. All the stories in the Bible are real. They're based on that. It's like, they're distorted. But all the stuff, angels and demons, Paradise Lost, John Milton and Lucifer and Satan is real. They're all real. These are high. The Greek gods are real. The Egyptian gods, all that stuff, Stargate, they're all coming back. It's all true.
That's going to come up again with the Baal stuff. Real quick, shout out Jammin' Music Man. Says it's their birthday today. Happy birthday. Hell yeah. So if you remember, there was that part where it's Jack Parsons was working with Frank Malina. I don't know if people know this, but Gishlaine Maxwell's sister, Christine Maxwell, is married to Roger Malina, who is the son of Frank Malina. So here's Jack Parsons. Here's Frank Malina. And then here's Ghislaine's sister, Christine, married to his son. Do you guys see that? Is that interesting to anyone else? I find that super interesting. Does anyone, you guys see what I'm throwing down here? Oh, I don't have Stone Ape as a mod. Let's mod her. I personally find that a very interesting connection and kind of goes to show. Oh, here we go. Scale Tipper says, I'm a member of the Lifeboat Foundation and I have never detected them being a front to Scientology. Eric Klein, the founder, seems to just want to try to help humanity in case we collapse. I'm curious what your thoughts are on Jeffrey Epstein being on the board. I mean, it seems like Jeffrey Epstein was involved in actually good stuff too. He wasn't just doing evil shit 100% of the time. But if you go on their website, they definitely have promoted Scientology articles on the Lifeboat Foundation. And not that all Scientologists are evil either. But yeah, no. So here we go again. We got Jack Parsons here, Frank Malina. His son, Roger Malina, is married to Gishlaine Maxwell's sister, Christine Maxwell. And here you see a picture of the family here. Here's Gishlaine, Christine, boom, boom, boom. So one of these connections. We could have a little fun here too. Let's do, this was fun from that one interview.
He's a schmuck. He's a schmuck. He's a schmuck, but he's all right. The schmuck. Get this guy Mick West. He thinks he knows. Yeah, he's a schmuck. Jewish schmuck. There are a lot of stupid schmucks who in the intelligence agencies, they're idiots like John Brennan. He's a schmuck. Elon Musk is kind of a schmuck too. Smart. I like Elon, but he's a schmuck. Stop being stupid. In the meantime, the Russians want me to go to Moscow.
Hello, we got another birthday. Jake Raz's birthday. Happy birthday to you too, bro. Hell yeah. You guys' parents were... No, I'm just kidding. We won't get too graphic there. Cool. All right, what do we got next? Let's see. Oh, okay. I mean, I was just throwing stuff that I was finding that was interesting on the timeline too. So not all of it's gonna be directly related to the drops for now. But I found this interesting.
I truly agree with.
President Vladimir Putin said we're at war against Satanism, the occult, and sorcery a few months ago. Or maybe it might have been a couple of years ago now, but I think it's all kind of related.
You Satanism and occult services, sorceries. This is nonsense. That is something that confuses people, brings them to darkness, and affects them greatly. Affects their psyche, their morale, and we need to fight against it, but do it carefully without violating human rights. Your colleagues have mentioned it as
update from the let me see, I guess we'll just go back. Scale Taper says, I had no idea Jeffrey Epstein was on the board of the Lifeboat Foundation. I had just asked to join. I just was asked to join because of my professional interest in longevity medicine, gene editing, and biotech regulations back in 2014. So again, it's like this weird intercept of I'm not saying you're a bad person, Scale Tip, or anything like that. There's a lot of good stuff in there, but it's like genetics, Epstein, there's layers to this stuff, you know what I mean? Okay, what do we do next? Oh, actually, yeah, let's do this one too. There's this other Putin video that I think is all kind of related. Let's do this actually.
Лгут постоянно, извращают исторические факты,
не прекращают historical facts, do not stop attacks on our culture.
Нападки на нашу культуру, на русскую православную церковь, другие традиционные религиозные организации нашей страны. Посмотрите, что они делают со своими собственными народами. Разрушение семьи, культурной и национальной идентичности. извращения, издевательства над детьми, вплоть до педофилии, объявляются нормой их жизни.
So again, he's calling out pedophilia in the West and stuff like that. And I mean, can they deny it? I mean, Epstein was in the mix with a bunch of people, bro. There's definitely pedophilia at the like upper echelons, and it's like a control system at the very least, if not like straight up occult rituals to like demons and shit. But
А священнослужителей, священников принуждают благословлять однополые браки. Да бог с ними, пускай что хотят, то и делают. Что здесь хочется сказать? Взрослые люди имеют право жить, как хотят. Мы к этому так и относились в России, и всегда к этому будем так относиться. Никто в частную жизнь не вторгается, и мы не собираемся этого делать. Но хочется им сказать, ну посмотрите, извините меня, священные писания, главные книги всех других мировых религий. Там все сказано, в том числе то, что семья – это союз мужчины и женщины. Но и эти священные тексты подвергаются сейчас сомнению. Но вот, как стало известно, англиканская церковь, например, планирует, правда, пока только еще, рассмотреть идею гендерно-нейтрального Бога. Что скажешь? Прости, Господи, не ведают, что творят. Миллионы людей на Западе понимают, что их ведут к настоящей духовной катастрофе. Элиты, ну, прямо надо сказать, просто сходят с ума.
spiritual disaster. The elites directly, I must say, go crazy, and it seems that they can no longer be treated.
И это, похоже, уже не лечится. Но это их проблемы, как я уже сказал, а мы обязаны защитить.
Back one more. Let's do this one too.
gist of it is different. The gist of it is that
Вот этот так называемый золотой миллиард на протяжении веков.
the so-called golden billion for centuries, for 500 years, they have practically lived off of other people's. They were ripping apart these poor peoples, poor nations of Africa. They exploited Latin America. They exploited the countries of Asia. And of course, no one forgets this. And I have a feeling that it's not even about the leaders of these countries, even though it is a very important thing, but the common people of these countries. In their heart, they can feel what's happening. They can see our struggle for our independence, for our true sovereignty. And they see this connection with their aspirations to be truly independent, which is exacerbated by the fact that in the Western elites, there is a strong desire to freeze the current unfair state of things in international affairs. For centuries, they've been stuffing their stomachs with human flesh and they've been stuffing their pockets with money, but they must realize that this ball of vampires is about to end. But
Damn. Let's run that back right at the end there, that last part again.
with human flesh and they've been stuffing in international affairs. For centuries, they've been stuffing their stomachs with human flesh and they've been stuffing their pockets with money, but they must realize that this ball of vampires is about to end.
They've been stuffing their bodies with human flesh, and this vampire ball is about to end. Maybe he could just be meaning the war machine, like the Western war machine, but I kind of get the vibe that he kind of maybe means something a little bit more deeper than that. Also, apparently it's on Jolly's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jake. Mine is tomorrow, haha. What was happening 9 months ago today that everyone is all born right now? That's cool. That's exciting. Good for you guys. Happy birthday on Jolly. All right, back to our little presentation. What do we got next? Okay. So this one was big on the news. Jay-Z. Now, before I even read it, on the right here, we got Jay-Z and Marina Abramovich, the spirit cooker, mentioning the Podesta emails and stuff like that. And this was a few years ago, but it's like As soon as I saw this, I was like, something's up with Jay-Z. Like, why even do this? Like, what is going on here? Why would you? I don't know. People say she's a witch. Maybe it's just art that I don't get. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's like I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Now let's read this document that came up yesterday. Received July 10th, 2017. Or 2019, sorry. And again, this is all allegedly. And again, also too, like, so for example, right, this one is this is a testimony of someone else. So I'm just gonna read it. We'll just say innocent until proven guilty, maybe. Is that the best way to do this? Okay. So case ID, Epstein Jeffrey, child sex trafficking, drafted by redacted. Date, time received. I'm pretty sure it's July 10th, 2019, 8:20 a.m. Details. On July 10th, 2019 at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, redacted, called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to identify herself as a victim of sex abuse by Jeffrey Epstein and others. Provided the following information. In approximately 1994, redacted revealed herself to redacted as a past victim of sex abuse by Epstein. Described the abuse occurred during parties. Further identified as a friend of redacted. In approximately 1996, redacted resided with redacted in redacted. An unknown man abducted redacted from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z, while Weinstein had inserted his fingers into redacted. Redacted believed she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. Redacted estimated she was abducted on 7 occasions, awaking each time in an opulent indoor setting. Suffered from abuse on multiple of those occasions in which Epstein participated, recalled Leon Black and William Barr. Redacted recalled Leon Black and William Barr, current United States Attorney General, being present during some of those occasions of abuse. In approximately 2006, and last recalled being abused by Epstein. So, again, like, I guess to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, right? Like, I guess anyone could call the FBI thing, right? You know what I mean? Interspec friend, the show says, I told you they were vampires. T. James says her emails with the Podesta brothers pizza or gate. Yeah, she's definitely not good. I don't even know what we're allowed to say on YouTube these days. Allison Rose says just because it's art doesn't make it not weird. Exactly, right? Thank you. So again, this was on a bunch of the news things. So I was like, okay, we'll cover it. I guess I don't know. Like, what do you do with information like this? There's a few of them too, even for like other people too, like Trump and Bush and some of this stuff. Like, I get keeping it secret and whatnot, but I guess if they felt the need to put this out, does that indicate that like it's a little more, or would they just put out straight up? Well, because there's okay, yeah, we'll just continue along here. What do we got next? Okay, now we're gonna get into some of the weird like pizza stuff. Scale Tipper says, imagining Abramovich doing evil makes me so sad because I loved her story that was in the song Utle Utle. Oh, don't know if you've ever heard it. No, tell us about it. I love that you're giving us the other perspective of everything. I was in Lifeboat Foundation. It's not that bad. I loved Marina Abramovich. Her story was inspiring. Tell us about it, though. I'll read it out. But on the next one, we're going to get into some of the pizza stuff. Got some Joe Rogan coverage. Joe Rogan with...
Those emails are bananas.
They're not explained.
They're talking about young kids who are going to be coming to a party to have fun. They're talking
They'll
about
be in the
pizza
pool,
and
they will
hot
be there
dogs.
for sure. $65,000 worth of hot dogs flown from.
So this is just about pizza back in the day to set up that like some of the latest drop kind of have pizza undertones.
Chicago for a White House party.
So like, here's one. Yeah, get ready for Chicago Hot Dog Friday. I think Obama spent about $65,000 of taxpayers' money flying in pizza hot dogs from Chicago for a private party at the White House not long ago. Assume we're using the same channels, ? Weird.
The whole thing is like very weird.
Did you ever see the archived Instagram post from James Alefantis' Instagram?
It's disturbing.
No,
because that's a dark place. So that there's so many layers to Pizzagate that they tried to cover up.
So yeah, James Alefantis was the owner of Comet Ping Pong in Washington D.C. His name translates from French "J'aime l'enfance," which means I love kids, babies.
Intentionally for very good reason.
Well, how about the logos?
Well, the thing is, I avoid, in the way I've talked about it, I've avoided all the symbols and logos and even some of the pizza stuff because I think there's so much more ripe, clear evidence that is way more powerful. And James Alefonte's Instagram account is a great example where
Where can you find it online?
So you cannot find it on Instagram anymore. It's only been archived onto other sites, which is kind of sketchy because it's like, how do I know you're not adding photos and stuff? So you kind of have to dig and cross.
Look at how shady some of this stuff is, bro. Like, you can't explain it. Just like Ali said, you can't get away with, oh, it's just art, bro. Like, what?
Reference over and over and over to make sure that you're getting sort of like the
Oh, we got
consensus.
Jupac
'Cause
in the
everyone
chat.
watched as it happened.
We got Jupac in the chat before we got Tupa on the stream. LOL.
So people like Liz Crokin, people like Alex Jones, like they saw these things come out, and you can find plenty of different archives of all of James Alefonte's Instagram posts. And there are things like photos of children with their arms taped to tables, and the caption is "looks like a fun time." And then people that have always been commenting on his posts, like the people that are interacting with his posts all the time, have even weirder Instagrams where it's like kill room, and there's a coffin that's open and things like that. There's like a photo of like a walk-in freezer, and it's like, man, looks like you've been having a fun weekend. Things like that are just super dark, and a bunch of babies and a bunch of symbolism, a bunch of children, and it's all photos on their Instagram in plain daylight. And they all got scrubbed, obviously.
Jesus
and that's not to
Christ.
mention Podesta's art collection and the Marina Abramovich connections. It goes on and on and on and on
Why would Podesta need art like that? So fucked.
and on.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the Clintons with the Haiti scandals, with the cocaine.
And this is another one that kind of comes up, which I'll just kind of go into here because I don't have anything about it. I'll just read the thing first. Many children taken by Americans and orphans. Yeah, so I think her name was Laura Silsby, Clinton aide after the Haitian earthquake, and I want to say, what was that, like 2012 or something like that? Was busted at like the Haitian border trying to smuggle out like 20 to 30 kids who weren't orphans or anything like that, and their parents were looking for them. And the Clinton Foundation like did some finagling to like help her get her sentence reduced. But this theme also comes up later with this current batch of stuff where Epstein's own personal assistant was saying some of the stuff too. So yeah, this is just kind of setting the stage for like some of the stuff does appear here. All right, let's go through it. Let's see. So here's in the new batch, pizza related stuff in the new batch. Here we go. From Redacted to Jeffrey Epstein 2016. You mean radiating soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza. She looks pregnant. Weird. Feeney asking about a pizza party this weekend. And again, I was thinking like myself, like, you know, I'm an adult. I've been alive for a long time. Like, I feel like people stop saying pizza party like outside of high school or like outside of even elementary school. Like, I can't think of the last time I try to like put myself in the shoes. Like, when was the last time I was like, I had messaged someone like, hey, going to this pizza party, or you know what I mean? Do people? I don't even think people refer to that that way. Another one we have: order pizza for Bobby Slayton. So from redacted to redacted, like, why is it all redacted? Like, if it was just an email from like local pizzeria, why are they doing it? Oh, Memory Hold says the owner of Comet Ping Pong and his friends worked for the same orphanage Silsby abducted kids from Haiti in. Oh, I did not know that. See, this is why we love the live streams. Oh, Etherman, we haven't talked about this yet. Sup, Panda, just got here. Sorry if you talked about this already, but what are your thoughts on Epstein allegedly being involved in anti-gravity research? I haven't talked about that yet, but it is in my stream, or in my little presentation here, so we will get there. Memory Hold, back to his earlier point of James Alefonte and friends working for the Haitian thing. He says that is 100% confirmed. That is disturbing. That is messed up. Messed up. I'm just going to double check, make sure I don't have any missed messages from Tupa. Feeling like Jeffrey in the Bill Gates scenario, wearing my shirt. Still not here. That's how it goes, though. Still buy the shirts, though. Okay, let's see the next one. See, this is some more pizza-related stuff, I believe, from the thing. Hilarious, funny, equivalent to people that feel the need to leap on and they get extra cray. And the subject of this is slicing a pizza. To redacted from a bunch of redacted stuff. So, like, why does that matter? Again, I don't know. Because also remember, if you remember at the beginning, the guy said that they deleted like 100, or no, the guy said that they deleted 3,000, or like they basically deleted half of the stuff that from all the documents they collected from Epstein and co. They they removed half of them from being public. So they chose to leave these in there. You would think all the dumb mundane stuff might have felt in that earlier thing. Ali says corporate does do pizza parties. Okay. Data Phenomenon says pizza. Interspec says UFOs equals child trafficking, and that does seem to come up a lot lately too, with Jake Barber and friend of the show Michael Herrera. Here's another one. Pizza time. Thank you. We love to have blank with us. He is too cute. Have a great week. XOXO. Thanks for taking the boys for pizza. Was sad he had to leave the fun. Hope you have a great time skiing. Be safe. You got it. We'll be there. Be better. It looks good. The boys are really cute too. I just need blank by 4:10. He needs a quick shower, then going to the doctor for his annual ... So that one maybe seems like a little less nefarious, maybe, but still, I don't know. What do we got next? Here we go. One more, I think, on the pizza front. From Harry Fish. I should have looked up who that was, but it says, holy shit, Chunky. I forgot about that. What time do you want to get pizza and grape soda tomorrow? Sent from my phone. So again, I don't know. Maybe it's totally innocent, and maybe we're just being super paranoid, schizo, conspiracy theorists here. But like, when was the last time you guys ever like messaged someone like, "Hey, when do you want to get pizza and grape soda tomorrow?" That just feels like code. Pizza and grape soda specifically. Really, Harry Fish? What the hell? Scale Tuber says Michael Herrera strikes me as a greedy, inbred redneck. Whether or not whatever you said happened to him is true. Really? I never get that vibe from him. Isn't he yeah, I never get that vibe from him. Oh, Andrew Perry says deaf and smuggling drugs. Okay, so there's an extra. This is going around, and this kind of goes with this one. Let's see. Reminder: in 2009, Gabriela Rico Jimenez, 21, was filmed after claiming to have attended an exclusive elite party. She disappeared that night and was never seen again. And here's what she says. This is in Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. They wasn't aware of anything. I mean, about the murders, yes.
Donald Trump has had a disastrous few weeks.
But they had eaten human, it says. They smell like human flesh. So again, we look at stuff like that. We look at what Putin's saying. These people are vampires that like eat human flesh, and the vampire ball is ending. And then let's read this one. So this is posted as saying, email Prince Andrew tortured a young girl before ordering her murder. And again, allegedly, everyone here, I'll do the South Park thing. Everyone mentioned here is a fictional character. None of these people are real. And again, to be fair to Prince Andrew, who seems fairly sus, we don't know the provenance of this. It's all redacted. But again, also on the other front, the DOJ said that they basically, after they went through everything, this is half of it. So like they didn't include half of it for either being mundane or possibly even too worse. So it's like, why include this? Wendy, no problem at all to include on Epstein Maxwell notifications. This is in 2020, so this is after everything already broke. Going forward, wait, I forgot. Do we have to read these upside down, huh? Right? Yeah, we do. We have to read these upside down. Sorry. Back in the 90s, Gishlaine Maxwell recruited a girl from a modeling career. Instead of modeling, she was sold as a slave for sex and torture. Prince Andrew was an accessory to her death as he tortured her and me to force her murder. I need to get a passport to identify her. I will need someone to contact the passport offices to get an expedited passport. He called me wanting to give him a secure email address. He is from redacted. The number came up as redacted. Wendy, no problem at all to include me on Epstein Maxwell notifications going forward, but I want to let you know that because of my unit move, the office has transitioned me off of this case and added redacted. So if you wouldn't mind including her on any notifications, please and thank you. So USA NYS. So I feel like this might have been an official FBI thing. It sounds like someone's working a case on behalf of it. Parmaster says things involving personally identifiable information were redacted. Yep. Interspec says find the clip where the British kids were explaining what their parents made them do. ... Interspect, if you want to DM that to me on X, we could play it for sure. It's kind of hard to like search while like we're doing it live. Jupac420 says, did you already cover the email about Bush eating babies? No, not yet. I think that might be next. Or actually, let's make that next. Fuck it. And again, this is all allegedly. This is we're doing the South Park thing. These are all fictional characters, even if they sound or act like real ones. And to be fair, we don't know what the hell is going on. A lot of it's redacted. 2019 FBI email summarizing alleging sexual abuse by George Bush I and witnessing satanic ritualistic acts on a yacht. And then, yes, we have to read this from the bottom up. Again, we don't know who this is from. Actually, no, do we? This is funny. I mean, well, it's not funny, but it's just kind of dumb. Like when they do stuff like this, and this would happen a lot. It's like from redacted, but then it has like the parentheses of their thing. And it's like, I'm pretty sure we can figure out who it is. Looks like it's from Walter Harkins in New York PD. Anyways, Detective New York PD. Yeah, that's hilarious how the redacting was. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but yeah. I like to add a few other points disclosed by the purported victim. While on this yacht, he witnessed African-American males having sex with white blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during intercourse. He was a victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with a similar smatter. I don't know what that is. Let me know what a smatter is in the comments, guys. But left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from their intestines. He was also raped by George Bush I. The victim disclosed that he was escorted to the FBI building by Michael Moore, who is the creator of True Pundit, described by multiple online sources as a conspiracy-driven news website that attempts to paint the FBI in a bad light. Moore has a criminal record as a result of an FBI investigation, copyright infringement. Let me know what you want to discuss by former FBI agent that called this into the head office. So I saw people online saying, oh, Michael Moore's a piece of shit. He can't be trusted. I don't know. We'll just leave this in the like gray bin, I guess, for now. I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Scale Tipper says Donald Trump is right in the middle of whatever evil you guys are talking about, and Putin is no angel either, even if he is uncovering this stuff. Evil fighting evil over prey. I agree with parts of that for sure. When Wallsicle says it's an Asian blade. Josh says, what's your grand UFO theory? Maybe we'll save that for another, but broadly, I think there's UFOs coming here. They've been here forever. There's a mix of interdimensional beings and like hard craft from other places. I think the New Jersey drone wave was totally a UFO flap. I think there's been various of these flaps over history. They seem to like war. Sometimes they seem to instigate war. Some people say they're loosh farming. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Oh, our Chinese friend type something in Chinese. Thank you for being here. Okay, where are we at on the thing? We're about halfway through the slide. Still no Tupa, but I will plug his shirt again. This is the Phoenix Light shirt from Chupacabra. Go find it on his feed. Ali Rose says, some of these sound so wild. It's like, really? But I mean, these people make CSAM stuff films, so yeah. I mean, and the DOJ guy at the beginning did say that. And let's kind of, in case people are still getting in here a little late, let's go ahead and recover that part. I think I have it clipped up shorter on my feed. Yeah, here we go.
Any depiction of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded. Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced. Although,
so he's saying that CP or images of death are not included in their data drop. This is from yesterday's press conference, in case you're getting here late. And I think to me that kind of indicates that they are part of the whole story, but they're just not included. So something worth noting. Sarah's here. She says, epic info and coverage as per usual, Panda. Happy birthday, Jake Raz. Yeah, a bunch of birthdays in the chat today. That was awesome. They ditch spam in inboxes. What do you think is the UFO and Epstein common? We'll get to that in a little bit when we get to like the anti-gravity stuff. Let's see.
Donald Trump has had a disaster.
Okay, here's another one. Epstein on WikiLeaks Clinton. So here's October 30th, 2016. From Jeffrey Epstein to Richard Kahn, who I don't know who that is. If somebody maybe in the chat wants to look that up while I read it. The question I have is, imagine he releases fake emails that purport to show really bad stuff, but that is team crafted and they get out in the media. CT, what a trick could be played. See, again, he's always like mistyping stuff. And I guess I mistype stuff a lot too, but it almost feels like he's like bugging out on drugs when he's typing a lot of this stuff. But team crafted and they could be played. Let me see. Assange, next WikiLeaks batch will lead to Hillary Clinton's arrest. And see this 80 thing right there? Like, is that on purpose? Is this a code? Or is he just bugging? DBAC file, October 30th, 2016. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange said Sunday that the next batch of hacked emails he plans to release will lead to the arrest of Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. 2 days ago, the FBI reopened investigation into her private server as Secretary of State, knocking her campaign sideways. After releasing 21 emails batches this month, Assange has more than 50,000 to go with enough evidence to see Hillary Clinton arrested. Now, see, this one looks like he's copying it from somewhere else. So that's what I'm wondering, like, is this just an artifact of like some kind of copying thing, or is this some kind of hidden code? All these like weird little things, or is he just bugging on drugs, or is he just a bad speller? Thought it'd be worth showing this clip from back then where a journalist is asking Assange about if Seth Rich is the leaker, because I kind of think he is. But yeah,
First few weeks. If you look at the polls, he needs
this is from 2016.
a miracle. In the American political lexicon, there's such a thing as the October surprise. The stuff that you're sitting on, is an October surprise in there? Do you even know what you're sitting on?
WikiLeaks never sits on material. Whistleblowers go to significant efforts to get us material, and often very significant risks. As a 27-year-old works for the DNC, who was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago for unknown reasons as he was walking down the street in Washington. So
well, it's weird to be older than him now that I'm like 31. Because I remember when this first happened. So how old would I have been when that happened? In 2016. It's 22 maybe? So yeah, it's weird. He was 27. Wow. It's different.
It was just a robbery, I believe, wasn't it?
no, there's no fine.
Let's run that back a little bit. I kind of messed up the flow.
It sits on material. Whistleblowers go to significant efforts to get us material, and often very significant risks. As a 27-year-old works for the DNC, who was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago for unknown reasons as he was walking down the street in Washington. So
that was just a robbery, I believe, wasn't it?
No, there's no finding. So
what are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that our sources take risks, and they become concerned to see things occurring like that.
But was he one of your sources then? I mean,
we don't comment on who our sources are.
But why make the suggestion?
Right, I feel like he let it slip here. Like, what other way is there to interpret this other than him saying that Seth Rich was the leaker and he got killed for it? Like,
about a young guy being shot in the streets of Washington.
Because we have to understand how high the stakes are in the United States, and that our sources are, our sources face serious risks. That's why they come to us, so we can protect their anonymity.
But it's quite something to suggest a murder. That's basically what you're doing.
Well, that others have suggested that. We are investigating to understand what happened in that situation with Seth Rich. I think it is a concerning situation. There's not a conclusion yet. We wouldn't be willing to state a conclusion, but we are concerned about it. And more importantly, a variety of WikiLeaks sources are concerned when that kind of...
Tupa's in the mix. Tupa in the house. Okay. Chat, let me know what you guys think. Doesn't Assange basically just give it away that that's exactly what happened here? I'm going to play that again just while we...
know what you're sitting on?
WikiLeaks never sits on material. Whistleblowers go to significant efforts to get us material, and often very significant risks. As a 27-year-old works for the DNC, who was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago for unknown reasons as he was walking down the street in Washington. So
that was just a robbery, I believe, wasn't it?
No, there's no finding. So
what are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that our sources take risks, and they become concerned to see things occurring like that.
But was he one of your sources then? I mean,
we don't comment on who our sources are.
But why make the suggestion about a young guy being shot in the streets of Washington?
Because we have to understand how high the stakes are in the United States, and that our sources are, our sources face serious risks. That's why they come to us, so we can protect their anonymity.
But it's quite something to suggest a murder. That's basically.
So let's not forget that a lot of the Pizzagate stuff came from this email dump. This was kind of like one of the first iterations. Like, wait, what the hell are they talking about? Remember, there's also UFO stuff in there too. Scale Tipper says, where Seth Rich got shot around Rock Creek Park, which is not a place anyone would expect to get shot. It's a very nice park and a good part of town. Yeah, and he wasn't robbed, shot in the back. And if I'm not mistaken, like, they suspected some dudes, cartel dudes killed him, and then those dudes ended up dead or something like that, like a week later. I sent Tupa the thing. Oh, here we go. Tupa, welcome, brother.
What
How
up? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You see the shirt, bro?
Oh, sick. It's a sick shirt.
It is. It's really cool. We're about halfway through the thing here, I think. But yeah, we're just getting right into we're kind of in the pizza part of it. We were, so I'll just recap you what we did. So we went through all the fun, more or less fun stuff. If you have any hot takes for it, let me know. Maybe should I do like the power one? Actually, yeah, screw it. Let's go power mode. We did the Xbox, hilarious. We did the one where he told someone, send me the photo where you looked fat and retarded, and the person was like, I'll try and find it. Him being part of 4chan. That's kind of interesting, was it not?
It's very interesting. I mean, like 4chan boyfriend, Reddit girlfriend, dude.
Exactly. With Gishlaine being a Reddit mod and stuff like that, it's pretty wild. Him being into furry porn on 4chan, pretty hilarious.
Who's always bringing up furry porn? Who's doing that?
Our haters are always trying to falsely accuse me of being a furry, which I guess I could kind of understand. Like, I do wear a fucking animal hat everywhere, but I'm not.
I have been taking a tally at how many of these Epstein drops seem to align with a certain group.
Uh-oh. And what else did we do? Oh, we did this one. This was hilarious. I didn't realize how sad Jeff was in this, bro. So basically, we read the whole thing. So here's what it looks like happened. Bill caught an STD while cheating. He tried to get Jeffrey's help to like how to sneak the antibiotics to his wife without her knowing. He got caught, and instead of like being a man about it, he just threw Jeffrey Epstein under the bus. And she was like, "You have to cut off all contact with him." And I guess they had a bromance going on, and Jeffrey's like super butthurt about it. But
Holy
yeah,
crap.
I said the thing though that you would have said probably about like, this is the dude telling us to take the vaccine. Yes. He's over here sneaking. He's over here first off giving his wife like chlamydia and shit from like Russian prostitutes, and then like trying to give her antibiotics.
Yes,
bro.
that's not the moral. He's not the moral authority here, dude. Like, no way. That should disqualify him from every single medical advice thing he's ever tried to give. It's crazy what he tried to do for a person who pushed those like standards. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And then I did.
What have told me?
Did some of the OG old stuff with this. Let's just do this part right here. Let me see right here.
Strange Angel. You've seen the book, the Jack Parsons book?
No.
There's a book, a biography.
Strange Angel.
Strange Angel. It's all about all this stuff. Jack Parsons worked with Frank Malina.
And I let the people know. I think I told you. You remember this, but so Jack Parsons, Frank Malina, Gishlaine Maxwell. Frank Malina's son is married to Gishlaine Maxwell's sister. I think that's kind of a significant little thing. Like the way the tangled web that's woven amongst these occult groups goes back far. What did you think when you first heard that? Or is this the first time you heard it? That Gishlaine Maxwell's sister is married to the son of Frank Malina, who was a partner of Jack Parsons and who was doing occult rituals with Alliester, Crowley, and L. Ron Hubbard back in the day.
Yeah, that's a lot of red flags, but it seems very on brand, almost too on brand. You know, you see these circles and you're like, oh, this is interesting, some occult stuff and UFOs and science. But then to have marriages between the families is like, I mean, come on. We all know how elites be doing their family like lineages. They care a lot about who begat whom. You know what I mean? Like that's
blood. And also, it's not like these two are all into bloodlines and genetics and all this stuff too, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
And they were all doing like sex magic rituals and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think there's something there to be pulled on. You do kind of sound like you have a little bit of an echo, though, not as crisp as you have previously.
Oh,
It's
I'm
totally
just,
doable,
I
but
don't even know. I got a cold right now, dude.
oh, you got okay, there it is.
I truly agree with you. Satanism and occult services, sorcerers.
Little recap
This
for
is
people getting in here
nonsense.
late.
That is something that confuses
Also, retweet the stream on X and everywhere, and send it to your friends in DMs and whatnot.
people. Brings them to darkness and affects them greatly. Affects their psyche, their morale.
Super baddie Russian chick there, by the way. Totally helped, I think, the numbers on X. That it starts with like her image at first.
And we need to fight against it, but do it carefully without violating human rights. Your colleagues have mentioned.
Can we talk about that too, actually? Because like there is a dynamic where like I say grifting like as a joke way, but it is kind of that. We got the Jay-Z thing here where this is everywhere right now, and it's kind of it's unfortunate, but it is beautiful to see because you have to take into context of like how this wasn't, at least on X. Like this might be one of my most viral weekends ever on X. All this stuff is setting, everyone's posting it, but a few years ago you couldn't even really post about this anywhere, right?
Well, we tried. I mean, I would post this stuff and it wouldn't go anywhere. No one would care.
Well, before Elon even bought it too, and you know we do cover Elon in here. It's like I don't even know if this YouTube stream will get taken down, but like you could not talk about
Those
Pizzagate.
emails are.
You could not. We played some of that too. And yeah, we referenced. There's some pizza emails in here. I could read them real quick too. So, some of the ones in here. This one just says the pizza monster. You mean reading a glowing soft with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza. She looks pregnant. Like, what does that mean? Feeny asking about a pizza party this weekend. Tupa, when was the last time you ever like texted your friends like, hey, you want to have a pizza party this weekend?
Never. You're definitely not emailing your friends about pizza parties.
Right?
No way, dude. Never happened. No one's ever emailed another person about pizza, like literal pizza. It's the most weird thing to email somebody about. So it's like the most casual food. You know what I mean? Like,
with the most like uncasual form of communication.
yes. And does it say the pizza? She looks pregnant.
It says, you mean yes? That's the pizza. ... Or she looks Oh shit! Oh my god, you're right. I forgot. We have to read it upside down, but it says she looks pregnant. And then it means, you mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza. ... So is that saying the infant? Oh my gosh, Chief, I missed that first round throw. The pizza monster? I mean,
that's weird. That's weird. It could be the pizza that she consumed is giving her a glow, or the pizza's glowing, but it is disturbing when you think about the real options of what this really is.
Yeah, because the other option is that they're referring to the infant in her belly as the pizza. Right?
Yes. Oh, fucking God, dude. Sorry, didn't mean to cuss. Yeah, this is so dark.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Okay, I think
did you guys get to the TMZ guy?
No, not yet. Even that one. Here's another one. Holy shit, Chunky! I forgot about that. What time do you want to get pizza and grape soda tomorrow? ? Like, have you ever?
No.
If you texted me this, I'd be like, "What the fuck?" Let alone an email.
Yes, it's like P Diddy texting his son, "Get rid of the pizza boxes." Like, why do you have so many pizza boxes, dude?
Why do you have to get rid of them like that? Oh Lord, have mercy. We did this one too.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's so dark.
This one was dark, but again, this one's kind of like, who knows? You know what I mean? But I think
Donald Trump has had a disastrous.
We're caught up. Okay. That's a little thing. Okay, now we're actually on to the next one. Now we're doing new shit. What did you think about this one, bro?
The bank account named Baal.
Baal. Yeah, and multiple transactions. $11,000 wired to that bank account. Baal is the Canaanite god that's in the Bible. What did I put in my post about it? It was in the Bible, Jeremiah excoriates the Judites for sacrificing babies to Baal in offerings called Molech. So, again, when you look at all these tones, the pizza's coming back, a bank account, like what other option is there? Like, why else would it be named Baal? There's no other.
No, they're being playful with it. Like, you know, the symbolism will be their downfall is the saying that I keep coming back to, right?
Q was right.
He's over here naming his bank account Baal, and then wasn't Hillary Clinton emailing people like Moloch, the chickens.
Sacrificing chickens to Moloch and stuff
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
I've never emailed anyone about Baal or Moloch. It's not an inside joke with me and my friends. Like, to that degree, holy crap.
Let alone have enough money to be naming your bank accounts, bro. I didn't know people did that shit, dude.
For real, dude.
Let alone name them something like Baal. Like, what the fuck?
You could name them something other than checking and savings? That's crazy.
Other than overdraft? No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay, so this is reminded me of the Laura Silsby thing that I talked about before you got here with people. Publicist Peggy Siegel updates Epstein on her trip to East Africa. This is 2009, title Kenya. On the plane now with Maddie, we're about to take off for Amsterdam to Nairobi. We land in the morning of the 19th in Amsterdam and late evening the 19th in Nairobi. On Sunday morning, we fly into the bush at Cotter's Camp in the Masai Mara, then to Sasab in 24th to 26th. Then on the 26th to Lamu to Peponi Hotel and back January 4th. We cannot thank you enough yet. Another life experience. If the Maasai warriors don't eat us, the pirates from Somalia will. ... Coming to PB to see you in January, taking photos. We'll have a ball and think of you all the time. Can bring a little baby back for you. ... Or two. Boys or girls? ? So Madonna. We'll email when we get back to Amsterdam. What could that mean?
Nothing. It means exactly what it sounds like. Right? I don't think there's any other way to interpret that.
I'm gonna try and be devil's advocate for all this. Maybe it means she like banged some dude out there and maybe now she's pregnant. That's one maybe.
How old would she be in 2009?
Oh, this lady, she would have been old already. This is her, by the way. This is his publicist, Peggy Siegel, who also, to be honest, do either of these people look like humans to you?
You know, she looks like Pink, all grown up.
Yeah. So again,
the singer Pink.
Yeah, no, I got that. She kind of does. Can I bring a little baby back for you or two, boys or girls? So Madonna. Really weird. All right. Just so people didn't say I was a shill or a coper, and we do have Tupa here. We do have some of the Trump stuff. But again, like I said with the other things, even with the Jay-Z and the what was it? The Bush Senior stuff. It's like if there's no name. It's like I understand all angles, right? There's no name, but then at the same time, like there's no name, but they included it. I don't know. Here's Jane Doe, June 16th, 2018 says, I personally witnessed defendant Trump telling the plaintiff that she shouldn't ever say anything if she didn't want to disappear like the 12-year-old female redacted, and that he was capable of having her whole family killed. After leaving the employment of Mr. Epstein in the year 2000, I was personally threatened by Mr. Epstein that I would be killed and my family killed as well if I ever disclosed any of the physical and the sexual abuse of minor females that I had personally witnessed Mr. Epstein or any of his guests. I'm coming forward to swear to truthfulness of the physical and sexual abuse that I personally witnessed of minor females at the hands of Mr. Trump and Mr. Epstein, including the plaintiff, during the time of my employment from the years 1990 to 2000 for Mr. Epstein. I swear to these facts under penalty of perjury, even though I fully understand that the life of myself and my family is now in grave danger. So, I guess just broad topics on this. Like, I just feel like they've been trying to hang him up for so long. Like, this would have already came out, and wasn't there already? And I probably should have included this. And maybe we'll have to do a whole stream at some point about just Trump and Epstein. But remember, wasn't his some of the lawyers for the girl say Trump was the only one cooperating and stuff like that? And I don't know, man.
Yeah. When the people investigated Epstein and they had to talk to Trump, he was the person who helped him out the most. He was the least guarded, they said. He was the most open and shared everything that he knew. And I think you're right. Like, the Democrats had this forever, right? Like when Biden was in the office, they could have done this. They could have, you know what I mean? They could have released everything negative about Trump. They could have weaponized this the entire time. And it says a lot that the day after the election, the 2020 election stuff gets pulled, and all like Don Lemon gets arrested. Now they pull this card. It's an interesting thing. But yeah, I think that there's stuff in here. Trump definitely knew Epstein, and there was some
he has more photos with him than pretty much anyone, even Gishlaine. So
yes.
And also unequivocally, like if Trump ever gets caught in anything, I'm already not like really riding with Trump like I was. There's no like fuck whoever does anything like this, right? Like there's no, for me at least. I assume that's you too. Like you're not some like MAGA bro. Like you know, anybody, like, if this ever gets proven true or some shit, like, yeah, no, bro, the rope, right?
At least. Yeah, when it comes down to proof, no one's safe. Everyone can go down for this. Everyone should go down for this. Yeah, dude. The weird sense of allegiance that people have, I've seen more towards like these kind of woke ideologies than I have Trump. Every person who's, you know, is not going to sit here and ride with him if it turns out all this shit's real, dude.
Spanish Tony says, so Trump is innocent now because you voted for him? I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying, like, bring it. I will say this too. I thought it was fucking bitch made when he was like, oh, it's a hoax. People talking about it after the one initially did that big old rollout with libs of TikTok. Where's that? I want to look at that just so we can see how cheesy that was. Let me look that up actually. Remember when the files and stuff? Let me see. Epstein folders. We're looking for it now. Let's see.
Oh, and they all went to that pre-meeting or whatever and walked out with binders that had nothing in them, and then had to walk out and there was cameras there, and they hold them up like dumbasses. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, they hyped it all up, and then they kind of walked it back. So, hey, I'm not saying Trump is innocent by any means. Honestly, there's a lot of red flags. And then after, so they do this, and then when people are talking about it, he's like, oh, people still talk about it or hoax, or what do they call it? A hoax or something like that?
Fake news.
But again, and then on the other end, that was phase 1. This latest drop was phase 11. And they seem to be getting increasingly more and more like low-key weird and esoteric. So, I mean, these are all coming out under Trump's reign too, right? So, I don't know, man. Spanish Tony said, Tupa didn't comment on that one. Tupa, let him, give him your worst, bro. I don't know.
On what one?
I don't know. I think they're trying to catch you up on being like, see, Tupa doesn't care about it. He's still supporting Trump, even if.
I support the Republican Party. Like I enjoy conservatism, but like Trump isn't the person he's not the cheerleader of conservatism. He used to be a Democrat. Trump is not the figurehead of this, right? He just happens to. I mean, he literally is the figurehead of the Republican Party right now. But that doesn't mean he is the party. Like he can, if he goes down for this, he goes down for this, and he should. They should blast everybody for this shit, dude.
Yes, 100% agree.
I want him to go to jail if he knew about it. If they're, you know what I mean?
Jupak in the chat's got your back. He just explained it, retard. LMAO. All right, real quick. This is, oh, you want him to go to jail if he knew about it? Yeah, dude, hell yeah. All right, real quick. Interspec sent us this. Let's watch this real quick.
But then after we drink their blood, okay? Because this is
the song. TikTok is this day and age is just so wild. Like this is the song that they chose, bro.
How we do it. So like on Wednesdays is the most special, busiest day, special day.
Okay. We'll take it little bit by little bit.
As I said, we kill babies, we drink their blood, we eat them. But then after so the social services who are in it. They go to families, so the families can't afford, so they get a baby, but they can't look after it. Or anything, they can't buy food, or they can't buy clothes, they can't look after it. So the families who sell their children, so the social services get them, they say they get them from hospital, but they don't. They get the babies and the children, and then they get Miss Martin.
And then it cuts off the music. Yeah. What a time to be alive that we're living through. Because remember, this is like all conspiracy shit for like decades, even, right? Like elite pedophile rings. You have little pockets of it popping up with the Franklin scandal, but it's like, no, it's all coming out now, and then it's coming out with like this weird 90s music. It's kind of odd, crazy. All right, let's continue along here. Oh, in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein told author Michael Wolff that Trump went to his house many times but never got a massage. So, one point on both ends of that, people could say they're just covering it up. Who knows? Let's continue along. Okay. Here's where it gets a little interesting too. Oh, actually no. Here's a phone. And here's a phone one for the chat. What do you guys think Trump told Epstein in this moment to make him have this reaction? It's puzzled me. It's kept me up at night. I think it's in 1997 or something. You see that, dude? Look at that. kind of dumb, but it's fun to get.
Crazy. His smile is crazy. He looked
A lot of gum. Look at that. Look at the gum.
Look at this. It just looks reptilian.
It does. Look at the gum. I'm not trying to be a dick, and if you're in the audience and you have a smile like that, you're beautiful. But when people smile like that and it's like more gum than teeth, what's up with that? Hold up. Look at your profile picture. Does your profile picture have more gum than teeth?
No, I'm very teethy. My profile picture is very toothy. But yeah, this is the grid extends towards the eye, the edge of the eyes. It creates this very devious look. His nose kind of points down. The lighting is not his friend here. He looks like a Mortal Kombat villain. It's very weird. I think Trump said, when I'm president, I'm gonna have you arrested.
That would be hilarious. Someone should ask Trump, like, hey, what did you tell him here? I bet you Trump would even remember. I'm just fixated on the gum. A lot of gum. I don't know, something about it. I mean, it doesn't make me think he's not reptilian.
No, but it looks like he has like baby teeth or something. It gives him a weird. Oh, that's like some Aphex Twin stuff, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. Pause right at the right moment for read some of these comments. Okay. Let's see some of the Rhythm is a dancer. Astral says, "What the f? LOL." Ali says, "I'm just waiting on the non-human announcement." Jupak says, "She had the biggest dick I wear. I swear I'll never go to Thailand again." Andrew says, "Gross." Astral says, "The Joker." Clip by Cran says, "Bro, what the f?" Spanish Tony, sorry for boosting your Mago bubble, Jupak. Eb says, obviously talking about those young girls there, probably underage. Anjali says, he has tiny teeth. Yep, he does. Oblivious says, spooky. Data Phenomenon says, I'm not even telling lies, Scale. I listened to a ton of music, and that was totally a dance track about to drop. Nah, this is Ninja Evil. Stone Dave says, they're all evil, sadly. Days Tubi says, the Joker. Darren says, totally reptilian. Yeah, a lot of reptilian vibes. Okay. Did you see that dude purposely keeping his face off the cam? Let me see. Let's see this one more time. Fuck it, one more time. Oh, look at, yeah, busted. Is that Bill Gates? Oh,
it looks like John Madden. He's huge.
That's kind of an interesting data point. Like, where are they where Homeboy didn't want to be filmed there? You know what I mean?
Well, that guy's worth $1 billion, dude.
Is he? Is that John Madden? I don't know. Is that really John Madden?
No, look at that jawline. No way, that's John Madden. Look
Yeah,
at that jawline.
He does look like a chatty in his old age.
He's mewing in 1991, bro. Crazy.
Oh shit! Cosmic Judas, friend of the show. Is this real? Avi Loeb has mentioned the Epstein Files. A funding meeting with Epstein was planned but canceled the same day. Close call. What? I'm gonna have to look that up. Can you post about that? I'm gonna check. Maybe they posted about that. Cosmic Judas, friend of the show, great meme maker. Let me see. I think their name is Cosmic Philpot now. Still, yep.
They break some news too. I've seen stuff from their account that I never saw anywhere else.
They do, like this one, for better or worse, right? Where was it? Yeah, this one. They broke this news. I did not know that Magic Mike was on this.
What do you mean when you say Andromeda?
So fun.
That's where the bloodline comes from.
What does it mean about Mike?
There's certain human bloodlines that are connected to different other entities.
They're making him watch himself. That sucks.
That's a UFO beat. I'm not in any way saying Michael Batista is connected to any of this Epstein stuff. It's just Cosmic Judas brought that up, and I thought it was funny. Cosmic Judas, you guys want to follow on X for sure. They have a lot of funny memes if you're into the UFO topic. They like to, poke fun at everyone. Let's see.
We're not alone. We are not alone in this universe, and it is a simple fact. And the U.S. government has been aware of that fact now for decades.
Well, the Pentagon is denying Elizondo's claims and has disputed what Elizondo says he did and saw.
See what I mean? You got to learn to laugh at the madness.
Oh, play that one. Play the
Bashar?
Red Eagle. Yeah, that's crazy. This is
my
so
own
fun.
personal spirit guides.
This is like one of the most popular channelers out there, right? I feel fortunate that I've not come across any of the stuff from him. Like,
yeah.
But maybe I'm missing out.
my own personal spirit guides. They are message bearers. Red Eagle is one of the main guides who I channel. Red Eagle.
Now I get it. Now I understand why he does what he
You
does.
see what I'm saying?
I
Look
understand.
at how attentively they're looking.
Are
They're
we-
listening.
I guess we gotta become channelers, yo.
Is one of the main guides who I channel. Red Eagle is, he says he's an old friend of mine.
Yeah, no. Hey, Red Eagle. Hello. Welcome. If you will know this now, here's the look at his hand. Do not look at the Red Eagle. Look at his hand. Now imagine a golf club there and focus very carefully on the hand. We're going to show you the difference between winning and losing. You ready? 1, 2.
So attentive.
Welcome, I'm Riz Mirza.
Yeah, look, there's like a whole ass crowd of people there. Look at this.
They need to be enlightened, bro.
And I love that, like, when you're channeling, I guess you could just be like low-key racist, right? Was he
Racist.
He just did an
Hella
impersonation of
racist.
a Native American man that if anyone else did it, it'd be like, what the fuck? That's red face or whatever. And now it's like
I'm Red Eagle. So messed
You think he
up.
believes this shit he's doing?
No.
Right? Okay.
You know he doesn't because of his mohawk.
Welcome, I'm Riz Mirza. I'll be channeling my spirit guide, Red Eagle. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. I'm Red Eagle.
My own.
UFO land, guys.
It's
What
so
are you gonna
great.
do? It is great. Thank you, Cosmic Judas.
Hey, how are you?
All right, back to the Epstein stuff. But also, this is where it's starting to overlap too. So great timing. Epstein on remote viewing and Project Stargate. So we were talking about this earlier in the chat. Deepak Chopra, he's in the files a lot. Him and Epstein had a casual back and forth.
Uh-oh.
Practicing says, if you people really understood how this all connects, you would not be amusing yourselves. I'm of the mind you got to laugh through the pain kind of thing.
Why do people think they know more than us about this?
I mean, maybe they do. There's a lot of fucking lurkers, like people that like to lurk out there and stuff.
True. Dude, 6 years deep or more into this. I mean, we're
3
2016.
cancellations deep on this shit, B.
Yeah, dude. 2016 is like 9 years ago or something, or 10. It's crazy. It's literally 10 years
Dude,
ago.
I was saying with the Seth Rich stuff, now that I'm older than him, it hits differently, bro.
Yep.
Because that shit happened when I was like 22, now I'm like 31.
Yep.
It's like, damn, he was 27 when that happened, bro.
He was a real
Yeah, it's like-
patriot.
Yeah, dude. Okay. So Deepak Chopra sends. So this is okay. Russell Targ sends this to Deepak Chopra, who then forwards it to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of fucked up this whole thing, but this is Russell Targ to Deepak Chopra. Says, "Dear Deepak, I've just completed a documentary film describing the remote viewing research we did at SRI during the Cold War. This is the first time that our CIA contract monitors have come forward to testify to the truth of the remarkable psychic accomplishments of our program. Brian Josephson, and Edgar Mitchell also support our story." Now, that first part, if you guys don't know, he's talking about Kit Green, because Kit Green doesn't have many interviews, but he is in this documentary. So I think that's what he's referencing. Third Eye Spies is a new documentary feature film by award-winning director Lance Mongia. The film consists of compelling cinematic reenactments of actual remote viewings done at SRI for intelligence agencies, new data retrieved from recently declassified documents via Freedom of Information Act, and over 30 interviews with every top player involved and how those discoveries are being used today. Whether sight is used to find your house keys, make money on Wall Street, find a kidnapped general, or download a bomber, my mantra throughout the film is the evidence for the extrasensory perception is overwhelming and shows a talent we all share and deserve to know about, and perhaps most importantly gives us greater understanding of who we are. The documentary is complete, and we are now seeking suggestions for the best way to achieve distribution. We would be happy to screen the film for Dr. Chopra and his team at La Jolla and discuss any suggestions he might have for distribution. The 4-minute movie trailer is blank. And then so Deepak Chopra, who by the way, isn't he like a like Oprah was all into him for a while too, right?
Yeah, he's kind of like a life coach / spiritual guru / like
He's into
quantum
the
guy.
secret, right? Though, like, isn't he kind of into the secret kind of
Yeah,
thing? Like
yeah, that-
manifestation, your reality type stuff.
Definitely
Okay.
the secret era of the New Age movement. He was front and center for.
Yes. Oh, Deep State Chopra. I like that. Deep State Deepak. So Russell Targ forwards that to Jeffrey Epstein. He says, FYI, Deepak Chopra, MD. And then this big old redacted thing. Any guesses on what could be there?
No, that's weird.
No idea. That is weird. Oh wait, actually no. Fortunately, on this one I do have it. So I guess it's this stuff. It's all See, look at this is how bad they are with their like redacting. So then Jeffrey Epstein says, "Let's get a full copy of the documentary." So nothing like too salacious, but it shows that in 2018, Jeffrey Epstein was interested in remote viewing, at least tangentially, at least a little bit.
Well, that's a big data point if you're trying to connect, like I am, Epstein to the UAP.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to this next one. This is recipient describes a woman. Subject: do you recognize this alien? Recipient describes a woman doing a ceremony with her shaman. Says she needs help and appears mentally altered. Epstein replies with travel logistics only. No comment on the situation. So yeah, subject: do you recognize this alien? This is in 2012. What about blank Romania blank? I will be there on the 12th of May. Or I keep on forgetting to read these upside down. What kind of ceremony she was doing with her shaman? She really needs help. Look at her eyes, gone with the wind. Looking forward to seeing you on the 10th of May. And I didn't include these, but there was a lot of them. And I'm probably gonna have to do another one. But if you type in ayahuasca in the files, a lot of ayahuasca and a lot of ketamine. They were going to these retreats a lot. This little outfit, which by the way, it's kind of sad. But Christopher Mellon's brother died at one of these too, by the way. And I don't know. I feel like maybe for some of these retreats, there's a little more going on. And kind of a great segue into, I believe the next one I have mentions Esalen. Yeah, okay. You asked, oh, you're going to love this one too, but I sent this one to you. And this is one that Mario Naffel got from me, by the way, because I found it first. Okay, so this is this person, Michelle Riley, to Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey Epstein first wrote, fun, thanks for taking the time. I'd appreciate it if you both would take a moment and list what you thought I should pay attention to. People, mathematicians, institute, models, cures. This is in 2015. I think the well-intentioned effort to point out the medical system is broken or that academic institutions sometimes hinder creativity has not time spent. Groundbreaking ideas, ketamine aside. See, isn't that interesting? I personally have never done ketamine, although I'm not opposed to it. I definitely want to try it one day. I don't know if I should say that out loud or not. But don't people say they like, does ketamine like make you talk to entities or no?
It is an interesting drug. Like it can definitely help people like zone out. Like I've only tried it a little bit, and as far as I knew, people like to use it as like a mood kind of adjuster. But it's a tranquilizer, so it can like definitely knock you out if you do enough of it. I'm sure you can get into some really weird places. Now, is this Epstein's response to Michelle?
Yes, and you just sent me their thing here, so let me.
Have you checked this out yet? Have you seen this?
No.
Yeah, Michelle Riley has her own YouTube account, and she made a movie with a dude, and it's all about time travel. And they're both scientists. Like she's an actual scientist, but she seems very obsessed with these like short films, and these interviews are interesting. But it's all about time travel.
Interesting, because that does come up again too. And one of my mega viral posts from today was about the time travel element.
Yep.
Interesting. So after he says, groundbreaking ideas, ketamine aside, seem to cause you both to light up as opposed to the I can't believe gambling is going on here reaction. Okay, so then she says, thank you, Jeff. You asked for fun projects. I think we're mostly starving for great conspiracies today. 10 to 12 person coordinated secrets. What about a new Rosicrucianism of sorts? A Jejun Institute style blurred reality fiction negging of your enemies would be pretty damn fun. What are your thoughts on funding and constructing your own intelligence agency? Which, by the way, I'm not familiar with this person before. Were you familiar with them before this? They don't have that many. I mean, like we have more subscribers than them, bro. Like
I was not familiar with her before this. I just looked her name up because I was like, okay, here's a name, and I was surprised. She popped up on Reddit. People were watching her, and she created these little short film projects, which is very Rosicrucian-esque of her. She seems like she could be, in some of these think tanks that are like startups or whatever.
Yeah, I'll read it for the people so they can't see it. So Michelle Rarely, we feature original award-winning short visual stories developed for a sci-fi miniseries in the spirit of Kip Thorne's advisement in Interstellar. Michelle O'Reilly, lecturer in quantum mechanical engineering, has her MIT students use expertise in black hole physics and quantum information theory to create imaginative worlds. I just can't help but feel like, had we been around a decade ago, we'd probably know some people who talked to him. Right, like in the UFO game, like he's in the mix. He's in the weeds here with like stuff. But anyways, let me get back to it. Also, what did you think? What about a new Rosicrucianism of sorts? So Rosicrucianism in the Epstein files, although technically not from him, and we don't know what his response to this was yet. So maybe in the next batch we'll see him be like, "Yeah, we should make a new Rosicrucianism."
Right, right. Well, I mean, it makes sense that he would be hanging out with these people because Rosicrucianism really aligns with the weird data points of Epstein's life. Being in and around a bunch of scientists, think tanks, genetics, all kinds of eugenic stuff. You know what I mean? Time travel. These are concepts that are always surrounding anthroposophy or spiritual science or the Rosicrucian like kind of order. And yeah, like people like in the elite circles, they're the ones who are pushing culture, they're the ones who are pushing society and norms and media, and that's a Rosicrucian aligned kind of motive, right, to control these things and to usher in new topics through entertainment so that civilians can kind of adopt new concepts.
Okay, do you know what J. June Institute is? And it's not. Well, nah. What are your thoughts on funding and constructing your own intelligence agency? I'd also like to do an exclusive science salon sort of thing at a place like Esalen. Isn't that interesting that this comes up? I mean,
yep, in the same topic, in the same email, dude. Esalen is one of the places where Rosicrucians and other occultists kind of go, and it's like a retreat slash, I want to say, initiation point. I mean, Esalen came up in the most weirdest way recently by Jake Barber and Ross
let me try
Coulthard.
and find that on my feed here, because yeah, and I even had it in my Edgar Mitchell documentary a while ago. That's like there's some weird shit going on. Let's see. Let's just go here. So we got Jake Barber and I think David Grush at Esalen, Skywatcher UFO contact summoning. This was that billionaire one, remember? This is about a year ago now, I think. I think that is David Grush, if I'm not mistaken.
100%.
100%, right?
Yeah, he's got a fleece vest on.
Me at the Esalen demon occult ritual when the Molly starts to hit, because that was a joke because they were saying that Skywatcher was doing Molly. That's a deleted scene, right?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, here's where Ross talks about it a little bit. Look at all this weird shit going on. Oh, and this is actually going to be a great segue into the next slide I have. So perfect.
There was this demonstration of, I don't know what you call it, seeing without eyes.
Right. I'm familiar with
I've never seen this before.
Right.
And it was a family of Indians, an Indian family who I think they'd moved from India to Germany.
Keep note of that for the next slide. Germany.
And the conference organizers had flown them in from Germany for this conference. And there were two beautiful little kids. I think there was an 8-year-old boy and an 11 or 12-year-old girl. And they had been trained from, I think, about the age of 5 or 6 at the school in India, or maybe the school in Germany, not sure which. And they'd been taught how to use these powers. And this included the ability to literally read a book blind.
Right.
And so I've got video of it, and I'm not showing it because of confidentiality reasons, but it's just stunning. It's amazing. The little girl was asked to put on a blindfold, and we all checked the blindfold. The blindfold was a special type of blindfold, incredibly thick, no trick slots in it, no way that she could see through it. And her eyes were covered, and then we randomly went and selected a book for her to read. Absolutely no way she would have known the book or been in any way pre-rehearsed for what she was going to read. And she literally reads the book. And what's interesting is a lot of people said, well, maybe she is seeing through the blindfold. And so then there was a demonstration of her ability to see even from the back of her head. So they made her stand with her back to a drawing that a woman was doing on a piece of paper. And it was a tree from memory with certain numbers of leaves in particular positions with 3 or 4 birds around it.
We're going to do another excellent thing.
Here about a retreat that took place at Esalen, which is a beautiful location, 3.5, 4 hours south of San Francisco on the west coast of the USA. And it was a gathering of very high net worth individuals and brilliant scientists. And
like, see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if Jeffrey Epstein had not gotten stitched up, he probably would have been at this fucking event, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah. Well, I honestly think that the stuff that he does, I think the real telling interview with this topic and Ross is when he's talking to Jacob Barber, when he's actually talking to Jake Barber, and they're both going back and forth about how amazing it was and how they're like, if there was cameras there, it would have changed the world. Like they were almost still high on the Molly, dude. It's very
they were.
And yes, Jake and I attended that retreat, and to some degree, I am bound by confidence. But what I can tell you is, I witnessed a psionic who I know, a person with alleged psionic abilities, psychic abilities. List them in a group of people, probably 30 or 40 people, go into a deep meditative state. And I just want to say, this person had said to me at 4 p.m. that afternoon, Ross, we're going to see a blue orb tonight. And I kind of giggled nervously. And anyway, what happened was he starts meditating, and bing, up on the far horizon over the ocean, these two white orbs, slightly golden at times, they start coming towards us. And I won't embarrass this gentleman, but there's a certain person of extraordinary high wealth and extraordinarily big heart who's yelling at these objects going, we love you, come closer, come closer. And the whole audience, you know, we've all been meditating and being invited to sort of try and psychically connect. And I am a miserable failure of a meditator. If anybody wants to teach me how to meditate, I'd be very, very grateful. But something happened. And I suspect it was our psionic operator who made the connection, because he later indicated to me that in his mind, he was inside that object and he was bringing it towards us. And the audience's loving engagement, and I know this sounds hippie-ish, I'm just telling it like I heard it and saw it. But essentially, the loving engagement with that phenomenon encouraged it to come closer. And they did. They came closer and closer and closer. And I'm not going to give away too much, because it's for Alex Clokus and the Skywatcher team to reveal how much they want to reveal, because it's a beautiful story. But basically, I'll tell you this. We were in one part of Esalen, and there were a whole lot of people in the hot springs at Esalen on the other side of the hill. And I'm far too shy as an old guy to go and sit in hot springs with beautiful young women. But there were essentially a bunch of
Epstein totally would have been there, bro.
Beautiful young people sitting stark naked in these hot springs on the other side of Esalen. And all of a sudden, they see these blue shapes coalescing in front of them. And sure enough, we got images from the hill looking down of a blue orb. A beautiful, at times octagonal looking blue orb, which kind of hovered near the naked boys and girls in the hot springs. And then it went and landed on the beach. And it was hilarious, because I'd said to the lovely young psionic, I'd said to him, well, mate, that was pretty amazing, but I didn't see any blue orb. And he was a bit puzzled. And then literally at the moment that we're talking about the fact that we hadn't seen the blue orb, it turned out it had manifested itself to these beautiful young people on the other side of the hill who were all stark naked, and probably, I think, in their naked innocence, more attractive to the phenomenon.
Well, get out of here, Ross.
I think Jeff would have been there, bro. And I did find it. I just went to their YouTube channel. Here we go. Here's what you wanted. So while we're talking about this right now, in the midst of all this, because Esalen Institute was mentioned in these Epstein documents, and these are kind of the events that within the UFO community that are making their way into our world of what's happening recently at Esalen. And I totally think that had Epstein not been stitched up, he would have been at this event, and makes you wonder, maybe there's people at these events who are going to get stitched up in the future. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Could be where we're just the legacy program 2.0.
So, and again, for people who are like totally out of the loop on here, this is Jake Barber. He's a UFO whistleblower. He came out about a year ago now. Just about a year ago, basically advocating that people could psionically use their mind to summon UFOs. And this is on News Nation, and Ross Coulter was all about it.
Oh, and this all goes underground again. I'm giving you my promise right now. Our organization is called Skywatcher. We are part of what has been defined as the Explorers Club, and it is full of people who have the best intentions in mind, and there's going to be accountability with there. There's not going to be transparency. And I know that sounds like a lot coming, or sounds like could be a load coming from a guy like me with my background, but you know, I'm not going to be able to prove it to you in this conversation, but I'll say pay attention, and I'll paraphrase a quote from the book of Matthew and say, you will know them by their fruits. So stand by.
Hilarious because their fruit's kind of tapered off here. No
Exactly. Yeah. He delivered nothing.
For our fruits.
What the fuck is wrong with his eyes? Good question.
You've been really touched, haven't you?
All right, here we go.
By this experience. It's touched you spiritually.
Yes, it has.
There was a gathering at Esalen.
Here we go. Here we go.
And a lot of very high net worth individuals who were interested in suppression of non-human intelligence attended. What happened?
I think something epic happened. I think something happened that, if it was fully documented and understood, would go in the history books.
I had a feeling last week that that was historical.
It felt absolutely.
This is what you're talking about, right?
What you had was a combination of the world's leading, like most frontier scientists. You had
in what
people
field
that were top experts in all their fields. And then you had
all the fields,
a variety of fields that was outrageous. We had neurosurgeons, doctors in neurosurgery. We had physicists. We had high net worth individuals in the billions that were extremely open-minded and had a frontier.
So it was like neurologists and physicists.
We had mystics. We had psychic kids. We had children from Germany that could harness and actually showcase their ability to perform telekinesis, their ability to psychically see things with their mind, and
it's just like a
we're able to prove
Xavier
that to all of
Mutant
us.
School
We
orientation.
also deployed some of our psionic.
And for people, Esalen is it's like a retreat in Northern California. It looks like a beautiful property. Let me just play where people go and do this kind of thing. I'm gonna play another, just one more. Fuck it, since we're here. This is from a billionaire perspective. This guy made like some Facebook mobile game or something. He's a billionaire. And here's so billionaires were also there. And here's kind of like from the billionaire, not so much UFO person perspective of that event.
Some friends of mine went to a
But we know for sure that they're talking about the same event because we're just like UFO like obsessed.
gathering at, and it was on multiple things related to this. And they said that this guy was there and that he summoned one of these. They kind of said it looked like a large drone. And my friends showed me some pictures that they took, which were really, it was at night and they were really grainy.
Come on, stop. Come on, stop.
I'm not making this up. I'm just telling you.
Just one piece of advice with this documentary film stuff. You know how to make $100 million in documentary films, right, Pingus?
Yes, start with $1 billion.
Start with $1 billion. You're the mark in all of this. You're just a mark. This guy needs $1 million to finish his house or something in Topanga Canyon.
Fair.
And you're the way to do it. So
I didn't
you're
fund
the
it.
mark.
I didn't fund it.
Okay, good.
So all
Wow,
I'm
this
saying
is-
is that I think that there's a possibility that there
I'm
is
looking for a
some
reason
kind of
to believe.
drone that's getting that is showing up, and I'm not saying it's even from
I get
from
it.
non-human.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. Back to here. Let's see.
Good find on that, by the way. That's a high net worth individual that was there, baby. They were trying to, and then he got mocked by his friends.
So I think this is told like Jeffrey in 2015, about 10 years before or people are talking with Jeffrey about let's make some new Rosicrucian shit. Let's do our own little exclusive science salon at Esalen, right? That's what it says there. Experiments with or maybe Little St. John or Little St. James. That's his island, right?
Yes, yeah. So she's like, wants to do something that could either be done at Esalen or his island. They're interchangeable.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tupa, that this network kind of views them that way. Experimentation with philosophers, scientists examining physiological stuff while considering artificial intelligence epistemology. So that's 2015. Outside of this, I tend to think of my mate preferences as evidence of gentlemen to pay attention to. Caveat emptor. Like any decent trader, you should estimate various lags, regime changes to seek relevant trades. High-profile island orgies also independently come to mind. But I have a strong suspicion that you may already have that covered.
Wait, I didn't read that part. This is Michelle, huh?
Yeah, Michelle, dude.
High-profile island orgies. And this is 2015. When was his first arrest? 2009?
Yeah.
So everyone knew.
Everyone knew.
Everyone in these emails knew, dude. Michelle.
Busted. I'm trying to see what she looks like. Looks like this is her.
Yeah, go to her YouTube. You should play the trailer. Well, actually, don't. I wouldn't. It's pretty bad. But
Is it bad? Is it? Where's it? The trailer? Which one? What trailer?
for speaks, they're crazy. But you go to her YouTube channel that I shared with you in the chat, and you'll see it. Like,
Here, I'll do the teaser trailer,
yeah.
the short one. That's her.
Yep.
That's her.
Yep.
Those are the people you see at orgies at that.
Yep.
I mean, consenting adults are allowed to have orgies, though. I will say that, but with the greater context of everything going on with this dude, you kind of go like, "Whoa."
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to attend an orgy that Epstein, a convicted sex predator, was hosting on his island. I think I would avoid that.
It's a good call. Good call. And then she also says, fraternal regards from one Coney Island baby to another. Now, does that mean something else to you? I thought last time there was one of these dumps, there was something about being a Coney Island something or whatever.
Well, with that clip you shared of Epstein talking, he sounds like he's from Coney Island. Like, so they could just both be from there for real. It might not be code.
All right, let's go to the next one. Here's an email from Gino Yu to Jeffrey Epstein. Update in Cuba. So there's no response from Jeffrey, but again, it might be in the next batch. I feel like they're kind of teasing stuff. I feel like by the end of it, we're gonna have like Jeffrey Epstein is a reptilian. If I'm being honest, from where it started to where we are now. Okay. So from Gino Yu to Jeffrey Epstein, update in Cuba, Thursday, February 16th, 2017, Tulum Journey PDF. Hi, Jeffrey. Just got this approved here at PolyU. Let me know if you know anyone in Asia that might be interested. I've attached a write-up for one of the guys that came to Tulum. It is about his ayahuasca experience. I am planning an event in Europe in April, May, and another one in Asia in July. I intend to run these annually around the world to build up a community and network of people with special abilities for research and Sai-Wu. I'll read that back again. I intend to run these annually around the world to build up a community and network of people with special abilities for research and Sai-Wu. We will do a trans tech conference after TSC in Shanghai. Wendy, my partner there, knows the former head of parapsychology in China back when the US, Russia, and China were funding the area, building a pool of subjects. David Savage came with me to Davos in Zurich. We met an interesting person who was able to detect when David was reading others. We did a simple off-the-cuff experiment where she closed her eyes and David went to read her. She was able to detect when that happened, which was very interesting. We are planning a transformation area in the Bahamas this summer during the America's Cup, also in Davos next year. The Cuba group are asking about the funding. Is it possible to transfer $25,000 for the event? So this is 2017. A lot interesting there. Again, we don't know the response. And actually, I'll try and see if there's any more correspondence between Gino, this person, and them. But we have somebody who's in the fold with Epstein saying they're searching the world for psychic people, trying to build a network of people with special abilities.
It sounds a lot like Gary Nolan.
It does. It does sound a lot like Gary Nolan. Some of this it sounds like the Esalen thing we just heard.
Sounds like the connections are getting pretty thick here.
Yeah. Wendy, my partner here, knows the former head of parapsychology in China. Right? So
oh wow.
We know the Chinese Hal Pudov. You know what I mean?
Basically.
Yeah. And then the Cuba group are asking for funding. Is it possible to transfer $25,000 for the event? What's the Cuba group? Is this maybe related to Havana syndrome? Who knows?
Oh, fuck.
You know, Dark Journalist has done a lot too, that they're all into Atlantis, and I guess they think Atlantis is off the coast of Cuba or some shit like that too. So it might be related to that.
Yeah, Edgar Casey, Bimini Road, Atlantis being towards the Bahamas.
Interspec says hunting down the resistance. Yeah, like it almost feels kind of like what Peter Thiel's doing today, is it not? Doesn't Peter Thiel have kind of a lot of like networks and angles to kind of intercept these kinds of things?
Well, that's what the Enigma Labs is essentially, right? So the Enigma Labs app, right? It ideally how it works is that anyone who's anywhere who has the app can report a UFO. Okay, that's great. But when you combine that with what these people believe, which is that UFOs follow certain people, you're essentially narrowing down. People are self-reporting. People who can see UFOs are self-reporting and they can confirm who's reported the real one based on their technology and their findings as well, or by just simply cross-referencing other reports. So yeah, it's a weird thing that's happening there. And the creator of, or the CEO of the app is good friends with Gary Dolan. Good friends.
Yeah. Yep. And he's going to come up here soon too. All right, we're almost done here, guys. Retweet the stream if you're watching on Twitter. Potentially come over to YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's my third channel where I'm going to be doing streams like this more often. This one's kind of long, but usually I'll keep them short, but this was like a big day. Glad that everyone's here. User says, for real though, why aren't people screaming in the streets for some type of investigation to the least to these hundreds or more claims of atrocities towards these victims? You know, the sad thing is the bystander effect is really real, and we discovered that in our own lives, and thankfully nothing close to this, but like, you know what I mean? Like, people are fine to just kind of, you know, let it's not happening to them, right?
There's no precedent for this. We don't know the protocol of how this is going to go down. I can't even imagine how arresting these people would even happen. When has something like this ever happened before? Like, we're talking.
Although, you know, when this happened in the Detroit affair in Belgium in the 90s, there was protest. Do you know about that? Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
There was like nationwide protests over it.
Is this when they were trying to take those kids?
Yeah, here we go. Can you hear that, right? It's really weirdly sounding, but
yeah, it's quiet.
It's not against something, but it's for something, for the hope.
Estimates of the crowd range from a quarter to a third of a million. In their midst were the relatives of the 4 girls known to have died, 2 others found alive in a makeshift dungeon, and 8 more who are still missing.
Je viens de recevoir un message de Julie.
The father of one of the victims told
Et elle
the
est très
rally
fière
he
de
just had a message
Je vous remercie
from their
beaucoup.
daughter, and
Ik
that she
bedank
was
iedereen.
proud of them all.
so point being that this similar kind of thing happened in the 90s in Belgium, where this guy Dutroux was basically doing sex trafficking for a lot of the elites there, and their country did protest and do all this crazy shit. Well, not crazy shit, but like, so it's not like there's not precedence for like movement to happen. You know what I mean? But yeah.
No, that's a good point.
Let's see. Let's see. I don't even. This is probably a bunch, but this is about in May of last year, June. Elon Musk put time to drop the real big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein Files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. And that same week, he had a black eye. Crazy. I think it's my highest engagement post ever on X, by the way, today. 5.6 million engagement.
Get it, dude. I bet you it'll hit 10 million. I mean, shit, dude. By tomorrow, yeah. It rings true. It rings true, man. You know, these are clues. When they happen, it's out of context. No one knows. And then after a while, it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, so there's some Elon stuff we'll just read. Elon Musk, I forget if reading from the bottom. Will be in BV, St. Bart's area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit? From Elon Musk to Jeff. Any day, 1st through 8th, play it by your ear if you want. Always space for you. This is in 2013. The 2nd or 3rd would be perfect. I will come and get you. Actually, I could fly back on the 3rd. We'll be in St. Bart's. So just logistics about going to the island. 2013. Here's more 2013 from Jeff to Elon. Any plans for New Year's? The opening of the General Assembly has many interesting people coming to the house. Elon Musk says, I run and lead product design engineering for 2 complicated companies. Moreover, SpaceX is about to launch what is arguably the most advanced rocket in history. Flying to New York to see UN diplomats do nothing would be an unwise use of time. And then Jeff says, do you think I am retarded? Just kidding. There is no one over 25 and all very cute. Odd. Kind of funny there from Elon. Elon Musk appreciates the invitation to the ranch, but has commitments. Lunch on Monday, February 25th at 1 p.m. at SpaceX. Still confirmed. This is in 2013. So it looks like in 2013 there was some stuff. Yeah, with them. Nothing like really salacious or evil though. And again, I do think this whole fucking thing, this black eye. So who knows? Who knows what the hell's going on there? What do we got? Blank page.
I met Epstein.
So then Peter Thiel was in them. I saw, who was it? It's a Bad Kitty, I think, was saying, look up Thiel. We already did. Woo! Mod, It's a Bad Kitty. Also, shout out Eric. I see Eric's here. Astro says they're all sus at this point. Andrew says one big club. Eric Tomlinson, hell yeah, 10 million, let's go. So here's what Thiel said about Epstein on Rogan.
A few times as well, and I met Epstein a few times as well, and I think.
How'd you get introduced?
It was Reid Hoffman in Silicon Valley introduced us in 2014, but it was basically, and I didn't check, didn't ask enough questions about it, but I think there were sort of a lot of things where it was fraudulent. I do think Epstein knew a lot about taxes, and there were probably, these complicated ways you could structure a nonprofit organization, especially as a way in a marital context that I think Epstein might have known a decent amount about.
How?
So he's kind of saying like, oh, he's just there for taxes,
When you were introduced to him,
I don't think Epstein would have been able to, comment on superstring theory or something like that.
Right.
But I think this sort of thing he might have actually been pretty expert on.
When you were introduced to him, how was he described to you?
He was described as one of the smartest tax people in the world.
Interesting.
And I probably was my moral weakness that I.
Well, how could you have known back then? He had never been arrested.
No, this was 2014. It was post arrest.
Oh, I love that he's like, no, he actually had been arrested. Still went. And actually, to the point earlier, Epstein totally would have still been around this fucking field because these dudes are homies, and this dude is all fucking around this field, the UFO field, is he not? Is it not rumored that he funds like half of the fucking UFO influencers out there?
Yeah. Has there been a new Patterns Tell Stories? Because
No,
Klaus is all in on that.
He's all in on the UFO field. All in. And to his point there too, here's an email from Peter Thiel to Jeffrey Epstein. If I was intimidated by bad press, I would not have gone anywhere in life. But I do hope that you're holding up well and that the cycle won't do much further. So this is in 2015. Him basically telling Jeff, like, yeah, I already know about your past, but I don't give a fuck. I mean, at least it's the opposite of, for Jeffrey's perspective, it's the opposite of fucking Bill Gates, who was like, we can't be friends anymore, bro. Wife said, at least he's like, bro, I know you for all your faults and you're still my homie. Here we have from Jeffrey Epstein to Peter Thiel. I would gladly share your expenses for the Gawker suit Chomsky Friday dinner if you were in New York. So they're getting dinner together. They're suing motherfuckers together. They were bros. I wonder. When did Jesse Michaels start working for Peter Thiel? Do you know?
No, I don't.
I don't know either.
He was like a production assistant, I think, on like the Charlie Rose show. He was a lot of things, I think, building up to that. But yeah, you have to ask him. I don't even want to speculate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to speculate either. But I'm just point being is that Peter Thiel and Epstein are close. Peter Thiel's all up in the UFO field. I personally think if Epstein had not gone stitched up, he would totally be all over this field. Is that me just copying, or what do you think?
No, I think that
Think he would have been at the Esalen thing?
Yeah, I think so. He would have been there. I think a lot of people involved with UFO.
He already had his own fucking.
Yeah, they'd know him. He'd be involved with everything. He'd probably be in
probably have a Jesse
SRI.
Michaels episode already. I mean,
Oh my God.
he's had Eric Pritz on there and other people. You know what I mean? I'm just saying in a world where he didn't get stitched up and wasn't doing evil shit. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, in that world for sure.
In that,
but I don't know if he was. He never did like interviews like that because he wasn't like a science guy. He just got these people in the right places. You know what I mean?
Well, this is a great segue, I think, for the next one. Actually, go for it. Sorry.
No, I'm all about the segue.
Okay, let's see. Let's do actually let's do this one first. I'm gonna move it around for the segue. Okay, here we go.
Jeffrey Epstein conducted a conference called Confronting Gravity. I don't know who Jeffrey Epstein was, but I would certainly bet money that he was a product of at least one or more elements of the intelligence community.
The CIA, the FBI.
Those are ours, right? Department of Homeland Security has some of this stuff. Geospatial intelligence has some of this. You know, it's a large network. I'm talking about people like David Grush. I'm talking about people potentially like David Fravor. I'm talking about people like Jake Barber. I'm talking about scientists like Leo Szilard. Imagine if Leo Szilard didn't know that the Manhattan Project was going on, or Jack Raper, a journalist who broke a story. These people all think that they're doing their jobs. I desperately want to know why Jeffrey Epstein knew so much about my work. And I want to know why he was connected to my graduate program. I was in the Harvard mathematics department. Jeffrey Epstein was absolutely connected to the Harvard math department. I want to know why.
How was he connected to that department?
You're pushing me to say things I'm not going to say. But I don't mind.
I'm curious. I'm not trying to push you out.
I understand,
Yeah.
but I'm just not going to do it. I'm saying that anybody who wants to...
You said he was connected to the math
To
department.
the Harvard mathematics department.
How did you know he was connected?
Through a person.
You can Google it. You can
must be
Google it
through a
right
person.
now.
Yep.
If he doesn't want to say that it's
I can
through
point
someone like
at
Kip
all
Thorne or
sorts of
something.
stuff that's hidden in plain sight.
So I'll take your word for it. And the assertion that I'm picking up on is that Jeffrey Epstein was planted in your world to keep...
I'm not saying he's planted. I don't know who he was. I don't know who ran him. He certainly was not a financier in any standard sense.
Really?
That was a cover story, yes.
The way that we know Jeffrey Epstein...
Okay, so how is he connected to the Harvard department? Well, in this latest batch, we learned a little bit more through this guy, Martin Nowak, Harvard professor and mathematician. So he's the one who he CCs Jeff with this one. Seth, we should explore the biological consequences of time travel. It would be amusing to calculate the rate of evolution of a population or a mutant that can travel in time. Kind of interesting, right? 2011.
Hell yeah, that's interesting.
Not technically nefarious, right?
No, but it sounds like some secret science type stuff. If they're over here talking about time travel and how it affects evolution and all this other stuff, like that's pretty big brain stuff. And it's also very specific, and it's also related to
UFOs
UFO topic. Yeah.
And Homegirl, what's Homegirl's name again?
Michelle Riley. Yeah.
Michelle Riley. Okay. This one gets a little more.
Seth is a character's name or a chapter in that short film, not the trailer, but in the actual video. There's a point where it just says Seth on the screen. Is that interesting?
Interesting. That is interesting. Okay. So this next one is where it gets nefarious with the same guy, Harvard professor. From Nowak Martin to Jeff. Our spy was captured after completing her mission in 2014. Jeff's response: did you torture her? Is that, I mean, that could be a joke, right? Have we ever joked like that?
No. But could be, you know. Like,
I guess torture doesn't necessarily mean torture. I guess it can mean like annoy to a really high degree. Like it's torture. Like you're so annoying.
But
you know
keep
what I
in
mean?
mind, this is a person who was torturing sex slaves. I mean, you know what I mean? So could he really also play around with those terms? I don't know.
Yeah, really weird. I wanted to find let me see the homegirl and Unity interviewed her, and she's been in spaces where the shape-shifting one. Let's see, we're on some esoteric thing. Okay, here we go. Right here. Screw it. Here we go. Juliette Bryant, I believe.
It's very hard to Epstein shapeshifted in front of me. It's very hard to understand if you haven't seen it. But I saw it. I want to be lie detected on this.
But I've never seen anyone else turn into anything like that. And it happened. It was like a weird hologram, and it had like big black eyes.
If you look back through ancient history, you'll notice there are a lot of dragons. They only used to draw and depict what was real. Also, there's this article joking about Bush, Clinton, and the Queen all being reptiles. Why do Hillary Clinton and Prince Andrew apparently not sweat?
Oh, she's bringing the receipts. Oh, shit.
What about Bieber, Adele, and Lady Gaga apparently all shapeshifting? I painted Epstein as a reptile in 2019, and Maria Farmer, another victim, painted him as a reptile in 2020.
What is this? 2 minutes? Fuck it.
Others have had similar experiences. What about the Simpsons prediction? Wasn't the Simpsons man on Epstein's airplane?
America, take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles.
As Tucker Carlson recently said, maybe we really are in a spiritual war.
That we are being acted on by spiritual
Interesting
forces
video.
that we cannot see. That there is a
Juliette.
war going on all around us, out of our sight, not perceived by our senses. Most of
Okay. All right, we're almost done here. Almost done. Okay. And then the last thing's just kind of like Israel, Jewish related stuff. Epstein, you should make clear that I don't work for Mossad. Former Israeli PM Ehud Barak, you or I. Epstein, that I don't. Didn't you get into it with someone about if you worked? Who was it? George Santos with Ian Carroll and stuff one time on X. About if he was a Mossad agent.
I forgot about that.
And he's already out of jail. A shout out to him. And there's this one. In the 2009 email, Jeffrey Epstein mocked non-Jews while boasting about his own Jewish financial extraction. This is the way the Jew make money and made a fortune in the past 10 years, selling short the shipping's future. Let the Goyim deal in the real world, which I believe Goyim is it's like a looking down upon term.
Yeah, it's a slur for non-Jews, I believe.
This, you think they're gonna let this stay on YouTube? No.
Who's they? Thomas Sessler?
Yeah. Okay, and then one more, last one. Peggy Seagull, is it going to be 100% Jew night? Epstein says no. Goyim in abundance. So the Tupa's Discord equivalent of no, just kidding.
More connections.
Oh man. Well, that was fun, Tupa. Thank you for being here, bro. I got
Hell
the
yeah.
shirt. Plug them. Where can people buy this shirt if they want to wear it? They're like, damn, Panda looks good in that shirt.
In my
I'll wear that
bio
too.
on my X account, go to my X profile and you'll see a link there.
And if you're listening on X, subscribe on YouTube. I commented underneath the stream, so just like go to the comments and you'll be able to see it. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, follow on YouTube. I'm going to be doing more streams over here. Really tired. I was like, I forgot. It's like Skyfire News Day. This one is really long too because I was posting stuff. And it's like I forgot how long it takes to make these. Oh yeah, but point being, if there's stuff I didn't cover that you would like to see, let me know. I'm totally down to do another one of these. But there's just a lot of stuff. I feel like it got a lot more esoteric this time around. What do you think, Tupa? This batch different than the previous batches? This is the 11th iteration since last year.
Yeah, this is different.
What stood out to you the most from this batch?
The torture stuff. I mean, this is the one where people were mostly saying that Pizzagate was real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the Moloch stuff. I mean, this
The
is
Baal, the bank account named after Baal. That one's hard to. So the other ones are like, okay, was that just an anonymous source? This one, it's like, oh, you named your bank account Baal, and you're constantly transferring large amounts of money to and from it.
Yeah, I don't know any demigod I would name my bank account after. I don't know anything, dude. That's a wild move.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right, Tuba, with that, I'm going to get some food. Thank
Good
you,
stuff,
bro.
man.
Thank you to the chat, and we'll see you guys in the X Space or something. Peace. All right.